Uh,
All right.
uh,
We are back. Appreciate you all for being here. And let's hopefully see if we can get this Instagram live going too.
Woo, it's been a minute. That feels good hearing Julius say that. We are back.
Yep. And we are live on Instagram as well. All right, cool. We are live on YouTube and we are live on Instagram. So appreciate you all for being here. Welcome back. Welcome back. And let's start the show.
Viewer discretion advised.
Bad vibrations?
Not suitable for work.
Son of a bitch.
Warning, if you are highly sensitive, overly emotional, or easily triggered, do us all a favor and quietly tune out. No need ruining the good time of others simply because you are a beta or a bitch. Age of Men podcast with your co-host in crime, Nick and Julius. Initiate launch sequence.
Yo, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Good to see you guys again. I know it's been a hot minute, but we are back nonetheless. Nick, how's it going, buddy? Haven't seen you here in a month. How's it been?
Well, it's been a long time, too long, Julius, but let's tell the audience why we've been missing. Women's Month is the month of April. And, the Age of Men, we are so pro men that we boycotted the entire month.
Well, so yeah, I mean, the month of March is International Women's March.
Or March,
So
not April. Yeah.
yeah. The International Women's March was supposed to be the month of March, and so we took our picket signs and we said down with the women, no.
Back to the kitchen.
Down with feminism, no.
Back to the kitchen.
No. I mean, look, in all honesty, we've been gone for a while. I actually had personal things, not like a personal like a depression, nothing like that. Just say I had like family things like that. I had personal things going on that would have been unable to kind of work my schedule around it. So I wasn't able to kind of do these streams weekly because just everything going on wasn't kind of a distraction, a good distraction. So and that's why I know we took this break. I was telling Nick, I was like, hey, look, I got family right now. We got things going on. You mind just taking a couple weeks off if you don't mind? He's like, yeah, sure. I feel bad, you guys. I feel bad, for doing that to you guys. I know you guys like watching the show. We appreciate you guys watching the show. We love to give you guys new, fresh takes on everything we talk about. But yeah, it's just a lot of things going on with me personally. So I take the responsibility for that. I apologize. But, like I said, we're back now. April 7, Lucky 7, back to give you guys a great show. Hopefully you guys like tonight's show. We got, lots to talk about with this issue with Fresh and Fit, which is pretty interesting. We're going to be talking about that. If you guys know who Fresh and Fit is, they've been a podcast. I think they've been around since about 2021, maybe 2021. I think 2021, I would think. Maybe before that, I don't know. But they've been around for a few years now. And very successful podcast. Had lots of guests from different walks of life. They mentor men on how to get better, how to get in shape, how to not be losers, etc. And but recently there was a controversy where Fresh, aka Walter,
Yeah.
got into some mishap with a model, and yeah, one thing led to another, and she basically said, "I'm pregnant with your child,"
And
and
controversy ensues from there.
yep, and it's just a snowball effect. And we're gonna dive into that and kind of just give you guys our perspective. I mean, I have my perspective, like cut to the chase perspective, but we'll go deeper into it and kind of see both sides and kind of understand what's going on. And you guys could chime in as well. So make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you guys share this out to your friends. Don't be afraid to share this out. You know, tell your friends, hey, we got some guys talking about these relationships and the male and female dynamic. I think these guys are great. If you want to brag about us, go ahead. But I'm just saying, you know, like it's just let your friends know we out here.
Or get your haters friends to come talk shit on us, and we'll talk right back to them. And either way, share the show.
Yeah. Whether you love us or you hate us, check us out. You can agree, disagree. It's always good. So appreciate you all for being here. I see we got Nikki, we got Mark, we got Emil, we got K Train. Appreciate you all. Thank you all for being here, man. God bless you all. Again, great to see you guys again. I know for me, I will be back on my stream. You guys don't know, I was suspended from YouTube for like a week. For like a week. And because supposedly it was medical misinformation, I fought tooth and nail. Anytime YouTube suspends me for a dumb reason, I fight them on Twitter. I'm going back and forth. I'm like having a war with them. And they respond back, oh, we'll check it. Oh, we'll give you an example. And they give me an example. And I'm like, there is no example. So I was actually suspended for like a solid week and I couldn't do anything. So if you wonder why I wasn't live stream, I was gone. I did those live stream of street interviews, but that was after I came back from being suspended. So that's why that happened. So I will be back on my stream to talk about some stuff. Somebody said, when did I get suspended? This was like a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. So if you look at my streams, the street interviews I did one about, when does life begin? And I did one about Trump and Biden. The one about Trump and Biden, I think it was either after that one. No, before that one. It was before that. Before that video, there's like a gap. See it? Before the Trump and Biden video to the last one before that, there's a gap. I was suspended in that time because of medical misinformation. So, but I will be back to do streams. Just letting you guys know, if you watch my Today with Julius channel, I will be back doing streams and trying to get this guy over here, Nick, get his channel up and going. C3 Culture, to get that going, Common Sense Culture. So I'm trying to get Nick to do some content on there. I was loving his content. I'm trying to get him to get that channel back up if we can. So if you guys can, go to Common Sense Culture, go subscribe to his channel, like his videos, help him get his algorithm ups and things like that. It's really great stuff. Even if you watch the videos on there now, they're still relevant today. So get those likes up, get that subscription up. It definitely does help out. So
I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you big time. I can't say enough about the content you make. I've always wanted to, since I came across Julius, I saw a potential influencer or star, if you will, even. And I'd always watch him, and I'd take every opportunity I could to like work with them or talk to them or whatever. And then eventually we ended up having a podcast together. I'm like, God is good.
All the time. Like people say all the time. No, I appreciate that, man. I try my best to do content. And again, I'm always trying to find ways to make better content for you guys as well, which is why we're here now to give you guys better content with Age of Men. We try to find stories to really kind of dive into. I know we got a lot of subjects that we talk about, but coming back, I want to definitely give you guys some great stories to actually look into, kind of see what's going on with the culture, with the dating market, all that kind of stuff, and really kind of talk to you guys about that and have some great convos because of it. So,
Julius, I love this for that reason. I love this topic for that reason. You guys might be thinking on the surface level here before we get into it. Oh, I don't care. I don't watch Fresh and Fit or whatever it may be. That's not necessarily the point. Frankly, I was talking mad shit on Fresh literally just before this happened, so I'm kind of vindicated. But the point is that this is a very relevant issue in culture and in relationships right now. Men getting women pregnant and the ensuing thing that can come from there when you weren't planning nor prepared or wanting or willing to get this girl pregnant.
Yeah, it was. What's crazy too? What really gets me is that I don't like to use the whole "it's 2024." I mean, I get it, but I'm going to say it for the sake of conversation. It's 2024. Men should know not to do that. I don't understand, especially at Fresh's age. I mean, I think he's like late 20s, early 30s.
30s, I think. Yeah.
And it's like, how can you not know to do that? I don't understand it. How can you be in 2024 and pretend like it's 1994? You just don't know what you're doing. You should know. And again, I'm not trying to be this dude who's like, oh, down with the patriarchy. From man to man, I'm saying, yo, Fresh, like you're old to know what not to do, but yet you still do it as if there's no consequences. See, this is why I say men who get involved with women and have sex and end up, planting their seeds inside of them. It's like you gotta be smarter than that. You can't do this podcast for years and talk to all these girls and know that some of them just ain't got the critical thinking to be a suitable wife, and then you go and sleep with a woman that you tell not to do these things. It doesn't make any sense. This is why I say I think when men get involved with women like this, they get weak. Because again, these red pill, I don't want to say the red pill because we make red pill a person, but these men who are pushing this 304 this and don't do that with women, and then you do the same thing you say what not to do. It's like you're a weak person, in my opinion, because you allow yourself to be controlled by the lust. You allowed yourself to go down that route, knowing that there's risk. And so this is why I say for men, if you're gonna talk to a woman, just get to know her, bro. Like, just take the time to get to know her. You don't have to try to sleep with her. I get it. They say, oh, well, I get all that, but ain't nobody putting a gun to your head to say go sleep with her. No one's doing that. No one's saying that you have to sleep with her in order to find out if it's real or not. You don't gotta do all that. If you want to do it, knock yourself out. But I really believe that once you have sex before marriage, it goes downhill, because what more do you got to know? She already gave it up. You gave it up. What more is there that you have to know? You know what I mean? It makes no sense.
So let's put the audience in on the topic.
Yeah. So here's essentially what happened. I'm going to kind of give you guys the brief what happened, and we're going to go over all the leaked phone calls and text messages and videos and things like that, interviews and everything. So again, Fresh, aka from Fresh and Fit Podcast, gets involved with a woman, this model. I guess she was like Miss Asian 2023.
Wow.
And so gets involved with her, and I don't know how long they've been dating for. It might have been like a little while. Maybe I thought it was a short time, but I think it might have been like a little while. When I say a little while, I'm talking about like a couple months, maybe 3 months, maybe. But they've been dating for a while, and he ends up, planting his seed inside of her, and then she calls him up and says, "Hey, I'm pregnant." He's telling her to get the pill to get rid of her baby, and she's like, "I don't want to do this," And so now we're getting into the case of it may go to court. They may have to get involved, do all that kind of stuff.
It certainly will.
Fresh does want to. Fresh is not ready to be a father. She's not ready to be a mother, even though they both decided to have sex before marriage. So we're gonna dive into all of that. So basically, Fresh effed up by having premarital sex, and now him and the girl are dealing with the consequences because of that. So
worse than that, he busted it. He on purpose, right?
Yeah. So I know I'm probably censoring myself by saying, he planted his seed. I don't like, just me personally, I just don't like using the word came. I think it's just gross words. But
gross. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, again, I'm not trying to PC myself, but look, if you want me to be blunt, he came in this woman and he effed around and found out.
He did it on purpose too, right? It wasn't like some accident that happened somehow. He admitted to that, right?
Yeah. He admitted that he came inside of her. She wasn't on birth control or anything like that. So he basically faffoed. he sexually faffoed. Let's put it like that.
Especially when you're a rich celebrity, influencer guy like him, that is so dumb. But then when you consider, I was like, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So let me pull up the. I'm gonna pull up the video, the leaked phone call. We're gonna look at the leaked text messages. We're gonna look at the interviews that she did. We're gonna look at Myron and Fresh going over this. I think it might be on the YouTube. If not, it's going to be on the Rumble for sure. So we'll check out all of that to kind of investigate, to kind of see what both sides are kind of saying about this situation. My thing is, look, just cut and dry. We'll get into it, but just cut and dry for me. They effed around and found out, literally. And so my thing is that whatever comes after that, they're both getting what they deserve. I hate to say it like that, but it's just true. She can be the worst human being. He can be the worst human being. They both can be garbage human beings. But all of this, where they're at right now, would have never happened had they not had sex.
Well, you're right. They're both getting what they deserve. But the really tragic part is that somebody who didn't deserve it, the innocent child, is either going to have an awful upbringing because the two parents didn't care about one another and they didn't mean to make the kid, or worse than that, they're going to, listen to Fresh and be aborted.
Yeah. I agree with that, actually. I agree. The child should not have to suffer for the sins of the mother and the father. So that doesn't mean we should abort them. The child should still be brought into the world, but we pray for that child to be raised, by decent people. Okay, so let me go ahead and pull this up real quick. We also got we got chats in the Instagram too. I don't want to ignore you guys on Instagram, but I think Justin was saying, I bet you always got suspended in school. No, I actually never really. No, I've only actually have I been suspended. No, I actually never was.
That was me, guys. That was this host of the Age of Men podcast.
Yeah, yeah. So because this is Justin on Instagram. I don't think I ever been suspended from school. I think I only got suspended one time. And that was because I wrote this rap song about my teacher. He was Jewish.
Yeah, dude, some things never change.
Yeah, yeah. So that was like the one time I got suspended because I wrote a rap song. Before that, I was never really like suspended like that.
You wrote an anti-Semitic rap song.
I know, seriously. And then one person also said Fresh is a whole clown. He's banging, probably banging all the ladies and telling them to get an abortion. Well, to that, real quick, we're going to dive into that. Apparently, there was a woman that texted the girl that he slept with that he's been doing that. Like he'll talk to women and plant his seed, if you will. I don't know if he's been asking about an abortion, but he's definitely been having sex without a condom. So he also said exactly he clearly didn't know her because she probably wouldn't have said it's against her religion. He is behind. He knew he shot up the club, do it on purpose. How do you know if you got her pregnant or not? Yeah, so interesting stuff though. But yeah, we're gonna dive into it. So let me go ahead and pull up the leaked audio right now. You guys gonna hear that real quick.
And everybody on Instagram, I'm working on the technical issues on my end, but I can't see your comments on there. So I would suggest you guys come over to YouTube where I can engage with them. But in the meantime, bear with Julius as he, reads them out loud and whatnot. Look at that beautiful background of ours, by the way. Quite nice.
Let's see. Okay, so here's the leaked phone call. Let me turn the volume up a little bit. Hopefully it wouldn't be too loud. So here's that leaked phone call. This is between Fresh and the model. So here's that. It's about 2 minutes long. So here's that clip.
All right. I want the baby because I don't want to kill the baby. I don't want to kill nobody. I don't want to. You're not. They just give you a pill and it's over. No. No. I'm pregnant. No, but that's what I'm saying. The pill, they just give it to you from a doctor and then you're good. I am pregnant. I can't pretending like nothing happened. I can't. In my religion, we don't kill. You're not killing. Okay.
Wow.
He said you're not killing.
I want to keep the baby.
That's fucked up.
Okay. Well, like I said, I just don't want any kids. You know? Okay, so what you gonna do? And what you gonna do to me? Nothing. Why did I do anything to you? Nothing. Why did I do anything to you? No, I know. So, like, how are you going to deal with this? By saying, I don't want a baby? That's all? I mean, let's go to the doctor, I guess. to the doctor. So you want abortion?
I mean, yeah. Why do you want a kid now?
And why do you make me pregnant now?
Because I'm like, there's no way that's true. But then it's like, oh wow, like
I like her.
So just think about it. It's meant to be. God
Sorry?
wants you to have the baby.
definitely not.
It is. God wants you to have a baby. 7 years never happened, and then you're fucking me for a month, and I'm pregnant. What does that mean?
Well,
Now I just think about it, if you force me to kill the baby, then you're a sin.
well, we already sinned by having sex, but
Dude,
it's too late now, you know. But honestly,
Yeah, so that's where it ends right there.
bro, he looks
Let me
so
bring it back
bad.
to us. Yeah, the
That
worst part. I mean,
it looks very bad.
yeah, there's definitely more. We're gonna look at the text messages. The problem with that phone call is when when she said, "I don't want to kill the baby," he said, "You're not killing." And he like stopped himself. I'm like, what do you mean she's not killing? You take a pill, you're killing the child. You're preventing the child from being born. It's going to take that life. So
Yeah,
that's what you're. People act like you take the pill. I mean, the pill literally prevents a life from being born.
Yeah, no, it's definitely, if you ask me, murder. But so he tried to gaslight her and convince her that it wasn't killing, which is cool that she realized it was, by the way, frankly. And then after that, at the very end there, another scumbag thing he did, he said, well, we already sinned by having sex. When she's trying to do things the right way, and he's just trying to find a way out of it by justifying it, two wrongs make it right kind of thing.
Exactly. So here's the text messages. Let me go ahead and zoom in so you guys can see. Hopefully you guys can see that. Let me see. Does it look okay? I should be fine. You guys can see that.
Yeah.
So this is the leaked messages. This comes from a person named Maldi on Twitter. Leaked messages before the phone call, and so we're gonna click on this real quick, and then look at all the text messages between Fresh and her name is Daisy, by the way.
Fresh, we need to talk right away. New phone, who dis?
I know. So it says, I guess it's from Fresh's. It's her phone. It's from Fresh. He says it was a joke, and she's saying all I'm saying is you should take your responsibility for what you did. I am a victim in this relationship. Which, listen, I'm not gonna say she's a victim. They both had premarital sex, so you're not the victim. You knew what you were doing. You guys are not no one's the victim here.
The victim. The baby's the victim, you two fuckers.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, Daisy and Fresh are not the victim, but the baby definitely is. Her saying I'm the victim in this relationship, I disagree with that. She said so. Anyway, she said that I am the victim in this relationship. I'm carrying your baby. Is what she's trying to say. You act like you don't care and you don't want nothing. He says also now I'm worried I have to test other girls, at least 4. And she says another girl, 4 girls. You're saying you had sex with 4 girls without protection? I hope you have money for your children. I hope you have all the money for your children's support. You finally admit you are effing trash. He says, I don't have money. Good luck. LOL. You will see. And
He's
so
a
then
fucked up dude, man. This is so fucked up.
It's not looking good for sure. He says, you should have a kid with someone you are in love with in the same household. It won't be what you expect. Man up. I'm telling you now, so you know. She said, I don't expect anything anymore since we are not together. I got pregnant with you when I was in your house and when I was in love. You wanted to have the baby. If you didn't, you did come in me with your own pleasure. Be logic. Be a man. I don't get it. I don't get pregnant by myself. It's not fair for the baby. He says, what are you saying? We are not together and we won't be. Why would that be good for the kid? She goes, so why did you keep coming inside me? Mind you, she's from, I think she's obviously Asian, but you can tell that her English is not her first language.
Right.
She says, so why did you keep coming inside me? Says, also things happen and yes, feelings change, but bringing the kid into this world without both parents' love is cruel. Well, then don't have sex before marriage. It's like
Exactly,
if
man.
you think it's cruel to bring a child into the world without both parents, then why would both parents get involved in sex if you're not ready? Doesn't make any sense.
Dude, he's a
So,
scumbag. It's crazy. Julius, I think you were there for this bit publicly just before all this happened. I was talking mad shit on Fresh. I was saying that, frankly, if you ask me, he doesn't ever add anything to the show as far as I see. Like, I know he does stuff behind the scenes and whatnot, but like, he's not good on air, and he's kind of a douche and says some fucked up things that reveal a fucked up character. Well, I wasn't lying.
yeah, I've heard people say that. I heard people call in and say that they think that Fresh is not contributing anything, but from what Myron says, he does. You know, behind the scenes, he contributes a lot. You know, he's helping to get the girls booked. He's helped with the studio.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
done a lot behind. Yeah,
All
he's done
that.
a lot
I'm just
behind the
saying on
scenes. But
camera. On camera, he doesn't really do them many favors.
yeah, I mean, there are times where I mean, look, from what I've seen, there are times where he does have good responses. He does contribute to the conversation. You know, there's lots of times he's done that. Many times he's actually done that. I just think to me, it's like he screwed up in a way where it makes him look like a scumbag because he's obviously with this girl, selling her a dream, and decides to weaken himself by planting his seed inside of her, coming inside of her, and
Which he's done to
now
at least 4 other girls, according to his own text.
exactly. And so now they're both trying to play victim, which is insane. It's like you both are wrong. But the problem I have with this is that and we'll watch this on the stream with Myron and Fresh, but you do see men talk about you got to hold Fresh accountable, and there's some men don't want to hold him accountable. I know Sneeko came out and said that Myron and Fresh have been helping men out on the podcast. They're like the only ones really doing this, and I get all of that. There's no denying that they helped out men in hard times, but we can't act like Fresh shouldn't just ask a woman to kill her baby. That's demonic.
Yeah.
So
They may help a lot of people. They help countless people, actually. But guess what? That's going to stop once people realize that he's a walking hypocrite that's full of shit and shouldn't be listened to for advice. This is not a good move. This is a really, really irresponsible move just to get your rocks off. And then it sounds like you've been doing it with many other girls. And then when it comes to the light, because I was like, I got to hear what this conversation sounds like and everything before I start to think anything, because you know what I mean? Believe no women. I didn't believe her at first, but then when I hear that conversation and whatnot, I mean, who knows? But frankly, I'm compelled to think that she's not lying.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like she may very well much be telling the truth, but again, we'll listen to more. And I think she's a scumbag as well, at least in my opinion. I think they're both scumbags as far as this situation goes. But as far as the whole pregnancy, it does seem like she wants the baby. Because when you watch this interview that she did with Abba, you can tell that there's some genuine desire that she has for him, but it's just that he doesn't want to have a kid, but yeah, he'll sleep around. So that's why I just don't understand why if Myron and Fresh are telling men to not mess with these hoes, but then Fresh goes and sleeps with this girl and come inside of her and act like, oh, you're pregnant? I don't want this baby. Well, I mean, what do you think? What did you think was going to happen when you have sex with no condom and then you release yourself inside of her? What do you think? You shouldn't not know this. This is what's baffling me. You shouldn't not know this. Like, you're at an age, maybe I'll excuse it, 16, 17, maybe 18, but you're well into your adulthood. Like, you've been traveling, you've been doing this, doing that, talk to so many girls to still make a mistake at the end of the day. It's just like, it's crazy what men can succumb to when they can't control their urges.
Bring us back to the screen, if you will, homie, because I can't really see it. But yeah, that's the part that's fucked up. Is how many other times has this occurred where the woman didn't have the wherewithal to record the conversation to be able to expose him? Because these guys, how they promote on that show is to bang 50 women at least, to know women's nature and whatnot. And you think to yourself, that sounds all well and good, and except for when you realize that this occurs often when you do that. And not only that, you're creating the hoes that you're complaining about that aren't wives. And there's just so many things to it. It's dangerous too when you realize that 50% of people of this generation are allegedly have an STD. And these are things that they just never, ever warn about. They're very, very reckless with the kind of advice, the 50 women thing, and not giving any like precautions or anything like that. Dude, he just sounds like he's done this a million times before. And he sounds like garbage.
Yeah. Especially when you mentioned about the having sex with 50 women thing. It's no good. It's no good because with him saying that he doesn't want to have a child, when they tell you, you got these single mothers, like they have this really big stance on single mothers and men not raising children that's not their own. But then Fresh has
Goes
sex
and makes
with
a
this
single
woman,
mother.
right, basically turning her into a single mother. And next thing you know, if she does move on, he's not trying to be around, and she does move on. What's going to happen? They're gonna rag on the guy that got with her when yet Fresh didn't want to be there. So it's like, and then also too, if you look at it, what's going to happen with Fresh and Fit? I know Myron went on this whole rant, which we're watching the stream in just a second, about being loyal, not leaving, he's not going nowhere, things like that. I get that, but what will happen in the future? Because she has this baby, which I hope she doesn't abort the baby. She has this baby. What's that going to mean? Will Fresh still be doing like the show like nothing happened? Because that's going to be really, really awkward for him to be on the show knowing that he got this kid out there. Because that's what people were kind of railing on Destiny about. You guys know that the streamer Destiny, very liberal dude, debates lots of people. He just debated Jordan Peterson lately. And so if you guys know who Destiny is, supposedly the same thing's been happening with Destiny, where people have been saying, I don't know his situation, but I've seen people kind of make these videos where they're saying that Destiny is not even in his son's life, like the way he should be. Like he's out here having sex and guys and girls. Meanwhile, he got a son he got to take care of, which is insane.
It'll be interesting to see if they can somehow, not be destroyed. Frankly, this is a controversy that could destroy them because of the blatant hypocrisy and the heartlessness that's being showed. If men actually aren't idiot, retard, pathetic losers that just want to be like, bro, if they're like that, which very likely they are, then the show will keep doing fine. But for people like me and you, I think it really, really hurts their credibility.
Yeah, it actually does. People still might watch him. They might watch because Myron obviously is not doing that.
Well, that we know of, dude, but that's his boy, and he's standing by his side. I think you could make the argument he probably is.
I mean, I want to just attack the situation, not so much the person. If I had to give an opinion about Fresh, I may not be able to articulate this well, but this is what I'll say about Fresh. When I watch those two, and I watch their long form content, when I look at the way Fresh interacts with the girls versus Myron, it's weird. Fresh reminds me, I'm not trying to be mean. I swear I'm not being mean. I'm just being totally honest. Fresh reminds me of that friend you hang out with where when you're around girls, he's trying hella hard to be funny. Like it's almost like he doesn't have an identity. And so he kind of sees what Myron does and then like tries to kind of like I'm not saying he doesn't have jokes. He does at times, but it just kind of seemed like, again, I'm not trying to be mean. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. My bad. I'll take the L. But it just seems like he's trying too hard to kind of be that assertive dude. I'm sure he's a nice guy, but when I look at him on the stream, it just seems like it's just like he's trying too hard to kind of like to be him, to be that dude. And so with Myron, like for example, you'll see the girls like laugh and giggle about something, and Fresh is like, oh, how laughing too. And Myron kind of like,
yep.
Like Myron's very stoic, and Fresh is like,
it might be like a
laughing with the girls.
It might be like a lame joke, even though Myron's like, they were making a dig at us or something like that. And Fresh is like naively like laughing along, like he just doesn't.
Right. Yeah, which also too, like there have been times that Fresh just made some funny jokes and then they just start cracking up and roasting girls. Like there is that too. But if I just give my honest take on that, it just seems like that. I've been around people like that. I've been around the situation where you kind of try too hard. You know, I've probably done that before in my lifetime where I tried too hard, try to be that guy, but then it ended up just making me look really awkward and weird. And so I think
You're
that's why
desperate.
people think. Yeah, that's probably why people think that Fresh doesn't contribute because it's like he's just kind of there. But to be fair, for somebody that watches the stream, Fresh has had some pretty decent takes on certain conversations. So I'm not going to discredit the fact that he's had plenty decent takes, but I could just tell there are times where I do think that he kind of comes off as like trying to, like, for example, if Myron is like telling the girls like, you know, shut your mouth or shut the F up, whatever okay, because the girls are acting crazy, I can see like Fresh trying to like insert that same thing. And he's like, you know, you're a hoe, you're a thought. Or I could just tell. So
But he doesn't want to. He's like nervous about it. He's like weird about it almost because it's not him.
Yeah, because it's like maybe he doesn't want to do it, but he's like he gotta do it to kind of show that he's, I don't know. It's hard to explain, but that's, if you watching, you know what I'm talking about. Like that's what I see sometimes. It's like Myron can naturally be stoic, direct, put these girls in their place. With Fresh, it's more like I'm sure he has some leniency, but when he has to assert himself, you know, it's like I can tell he's just doing it so that he can possibly maybe to impress. I don't, again, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
Myron, dude.
Yeah, but again, I can be wrong.
No, man, you summed it up. Like that's exactly what I've always thought about him. I just couldn't put it into words so well. I'll say this: Fresh may have like a good take every now and again, but it doesn't overcome his negative contributions to the show. Or and I'll say this also: any of his good takes that I agree with, I've typically already heard from Myron. I've never heard anything original or unique from him that's like, wow, that's good.
Interesting. Yeah. Let me real quick. I was trying to respond to a chat on Instagram. Because somebody said, what's the YouTube? And I put it in the comment and I hit send, but now it's like it's kind of it's weird. I gotta refresh the page. If I refresh it on Instagram, I don't know what's gonna happen.
No, just let it keep going. Let it keep going. Instagram people, if you're on there, come on YouTube and talk to us. We're at the Age of Men podcast.
Yeah, because it's like a black screen. Look, I'll just show you real quick, just so you guys can kind of see. I gotta show you this real quick. But I was trying to respond to a comment, and this is what ended up happening.
Yeah, just leave it up. Leave it up because it could kill.
Yeah, you see how the screen black like that? It screened black. I was trying to respond and it just went black. So I was like, so it's all good. So yeah, if you guys are on, I mean, look, we appreciate you guys watching us on Instagram. It definitely does help out with the algorithm. But if you want to watch us on YouTube, go on youtube.com/Age of Men podcast. We're there as well. So let me bring it back to here and continue on with the text message. So after she says, why'd you come inside of me? He says, also things happen, and yes, feelings change. For bringing the kid into this world without both parents' love is cruel. We both thought you wouldn't get pregnant. He said we both thought you wouldn't get pregnant. What does that even mean?
That means that they had some talk about it ahead of time, and she's like, I've actually never gotten pregnant before. And he's like, oh, so that means you, me either. I've never gotten a girl pregnant. That means you must be good. I'm just going to bust you. No, guys.
Yeah, we had this talk in Discord. I will concede that women can lie about being on birth control. I totally will concede to that.
Let's bring it back to full screen real quick for this one. I think I've said this once before on the show, but fellas out there, if you think that your girl's on birth control, or if she tells you that, you can't be, dude. Bring us back to full screen for 1 second, man, before we get into this. I gotta talk about this. This is an important thing to men out there. My ex-girlfriend, who I was with for a while, we were living together, all kinds of things. I used to take her to the clinic every month to get birth control. And within like a few days to a week, not even a week after I had taken her, I go into the bathroom, and like the medicine cabinet's like the windows like popped open a little bit, and the glass. So I go to close it, and I happen to notice like the birth control case in there, and I noticed that it wasn't even opened. because you have to. There's one for every day that's supposed to be taken, and I saw them all in there. And the thing, so I go out to her. I'm like, "Have you not been taking these?" And she started like, sputtering, spinning out, and she just said that she forgot. I was like, first of all, I don't believe you, but second of all, that's unacceptable. Like, I thought we both have agreed, like, we're not in any position to have a child right now. It'd be terrible. So who knows why? But dude, this is how ridiculous. I stayed with her for a while after that, when I should have just cut it off right then and there, frankly. But I was literally I was like a parent making sure the kid takes his medicine every day for a while.
Yeah. I mean, but see, that's what I'm saying. Like, why go through all that when men can just not have sex and wait until marriage? I get it. Listen, both male and female got these urges, but I really think that that's been pushed on the society, especially with the increase of pornography, with that over the decades. Pornography, the sexual things they show in TV shows and movies. I get that intimacy is a part of a relationship. We male and female have a connection. We have this kind of romantic connection. I get that. But at the same time, though, when it comes to the sex, I think the promiscuity that's been promoted onto society and propagandized to make men and women believe that we can just have sex willy-nilly and then like nothing will happen. And then when men, ejaculate themselves inside of a woman and then they're shocked that she's pregnant, what do you think? Like, what did you think was going to happen? This is why now I was asking people, now I was doing a street interview. I was asking people, I said, when does life begin? And one guy said birth. I said, well, if life begins at birth, then why do men pull out when they have sex? So could they know that the moment they ejaculate is going to create a baby? So you would think that life begins at conception because then you're pulling out. That's why, because you know that it starts at conception. So the point I'm making is that we've gotten propaganda to believe that promiscuity is okay and think that we can just have sex with no responsibility. That's why women freak out over abortion, because I think abortion is the ultimate hypergamy. If they can abort the baby, they can just keep on having sex, choose that career, and just abort the baby and
get
go
out of
live
jail
there.
free every time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It literally get out of jail free card. And that's sad too, because that's what it creates, like that's why people say, oh, rape and incest. Most women are getting abortion because it's elective. And so when they have that abortion, they just go out again and go have sex again. And then, you got women who have multiple abortions. It's really insane. So that's why I think men will make better leaders if they can lead the women down the path of righteousness and not temptation to have sex before marriage. I mean, even on a moral standpoint, but even on the moral standpoint, if you're a secularist, at least there got to be some morality. I hope that you can lead the women down the path of righteousness and say, no, maybe we should wait until marriage, because if you're constantly leading yourself to the bedroom because you want to get some, and then all of a sudden, whoopsie daisy, she's pregnant. You're like, oh my God, why? Well, why do you think? You literally had sex with her without a condom. And then I made this joke on Discord, but I'm like, this is why you don't see condoms bought out in stores. You see lots of them just racked up and packed up, like, because people are having sex without a condom. Otherwise, condoms will be sold out everywhere you go. Wow. But they're not. So it's just like, I don't know, dude. It's just hilarious. Like, I actually had this joke about the Me Too movement. The real Me Too is men who have sex with women. Like, if one woman is having sex with lots of guys, all those guys are going to say, yeah, I slept with her. Me too.
Me too.
Me too. Me too. That's the real Me Too movement.
Wow.
You
So,
know what I mean?
gentlemen, the point of that is learn two simple words, a very, very clutch phrase that will come in handy over and over again in life. Oh, no.
Yeah. Oh, no.
No, ho.
You got to do a t-shirt with that. Oh, no. And have the finger waving like this.
We'll
like,
make
the
an
finger
t-shirt.
have those two lines on the side, that's waving back and forth like that,
Ooh.
That'd be pretty dope. Real quick. Somebody said, I know what this guy is talking about. Find out a lie like that, and you might run away. Make yourself free. Liars don't change. Grace says, Julius, I like when the guy said God knew you before you were born, and I never heard that answer. Yeah, matter of fact, one guy actually did answer that question like that. When I did a street interview, never mind. I know what you're talking about. There was a guy that answered that question. When I said, when does life begin? He answered about God knowing us before we was in the womb. So that was a fantastic answer from him. I haven't shared that clip because it just didn't look right cinematically. So that's why I didn't put it out. But anyways, but to go back to the Fresh situation, we're going to dive in more deep. So don't worry, guys. We got more coming. But with the Fresh situation, again, him to bring it back, if I can, the fact that he said we both didn't know you couldn't get pregnant, that's just the dumbest thing I ever heard. You're both grown adults. You should know what's going to happen. So, anyways,
Do you both
so
know how people get pregnant?
You said what?
I would ask them, did you both know how people get pregnant?
Yeah, it's
because what do you mean you didn't know they were? It's a very likely. That's the reason that sex exists.
Yeah, I had a conversation with somebody. Just real quick, I had a conversation with this girl. I saw this girl post on Twitter. She said that women create life. I was like, no, you guys don't create life. And we had a back and forth. And I was like, well, how does a woman get pregnant? And she was trying to justify that women create life. And she's like, well, sperm. I was like, well, where does sperm come from? And her little friend thought that I didn't know what I was talking about. I'm like, this is such common knowledge. Why are you guys acting like women create life? Women don't create life. You guys carry life, but you don't create it. It's not, it takes a man in order to do that. So you're not just.
They're like the oven. They develop it. They grow it.
Yeah. We're the ones who like fixing the dough, and then we put the dough into the oven, and then it starts to cook.
Yeah.
So
dude, like, Paulie makes a crazy speech about that. Ladies, I'm not saying this. This is just my buddy who says it, but he says we create life by putting it into your dead, lifeless uterus that spits out death once a month without us putting life into it.
I mean, but listen, it takes a man, this is just simple stuff. It takes a man to impregnate a woman, so therefore they carry life. If I'm wrong about that, let me know. But it's like I don't see how that's like they made it seem like I was so wrong about that. And I'm just like, no, women carry life. You guys don't create it, you carry it. Like you carry it. It's weird. But anyways, so back to the text message.
That's a hot take. I'm sure we're gonna get some hate mail from that.
I know.
Add it to the pile.
My email.
Add it to the pile.
So the text message goes on and says 3 to 4 weeks. Doctor says, and he says, okay. She goes, it's our baby, and you want to kill our baby. You're not being a good human being. He says it's not about that right now, and it's not good. And a lot is happening, especially now. Business may be over. Oh, wow. So look at that. He says, it's not about that right now. It's not good. And a lot is happening, especially now business may be over. I don't want kids right now. And we spoke about it and you agree. I just want to address the fact that he said, now business may be over.
I wonder
if he's talking about Fresh and Fit, because it's like, now that he's done this, what's going to happen with the show now?
Yeah.
So we'll see. Look, listen, I don't pray for people's downfalls. I wish people well, but time will tell what will happen with Fresh and Fit. I don't wish them any ill will whatsoever. I wish them well. But this situation does not make Fresh look good. It makes him look like a big hypocrite. And people are trying to blame Myron too, but I wouldn't. The blame doesn't really go to Myron because Myron didn't do anything wrong. I guess you can say he's doing something wrong, to play devil's advocate, that he's standing by Fresh, wanting to abort a baby, which that's crazy within itself, but Myron didn't do anything wrong.
His homeboy, and I can respect that. I gotta respect that, actually. He's standing by his boy when his boy's in the line of fire. His boy's fucked up, and I respect that a lot. One thing I'll tell you, that maybe they won't be canceled from this, but what I will tell you is Fresh's sex life is going to be affected. There are going to be so many women that are going to be eager. Well, maybe, you know what? The only ones that are going to be they're going to be looking for a baby from him. So he's going to be in a lot of trouble.
There might still be some women, because there's always, sometimes, not all the time, this isn't like a majority thing, but there are times where you'll have women that feel sorry for the guy, so they want to like sleep with him based on that. You know what I mean? Like, right. Oh, I'm sorry you went through all of that. Let me make you feel good. And he'll like maybe pay for her, do something for her so you can get that pleasure, which is not good by any means, but that does tend to happen when you get those girls who are that crazy that they still want to have something to do with him because they feel bad for this situation. It's weird, bro. People
There's
are weird.
outliers like that, sure, but by and large, he's not going to have it as plentiful as he did or as easily. I guarantee that.
Oh yeah. If it's like an actual relationship, no, I think he's out the ballpark for sure. So she says, I never agreed. Oh no, she says I never agreed, question mark. I agree based on your actions. So it sounds like she was asking about, hey, are you sure you want to do this?
And he's like, yeah, baby, shut up, just take this.
Yeah. And she's like, okay. So
she naively assumed because I'm gathering that she does feel like she's like Asian descent, and just my limited experience with some Asian people, their culture, especially the women, are considerably more reserved than ours, and maybe you could even say traditional. So she's still in the wrong. And if she was like my daughter or something, I would advise her, like, listen, you can't trust men, especially in that moment, to be telling you the truth. But she probably was in love with him, and he was like, oh yeah, baby, I'll be with you forever, or whatever he might have said. And she let it happen.
Yeah. He's selling her a dream. Somebody said fresh is selfish. I was gonna say fresh is self-fresh. But that thing,
nice.
Sorry. It's a stupid joke. It's a stupid joke. But anyways,
he's also very sympathetic, if you ask me.
Yeah, dude. I love using that term on social media. I've used it in many comments, and like I get such reactions from that. It's hella funny, dude.
Nice.
Okay, so she says, I agree based on your actions. Are you not educated? If you keep coming inside me, I will get pregnant. I don't get pregnant without your behalf. She said behave, but she's trying to say behalf. Word means nothing. Man up. I'm not saying I want to be with you. Can't see what it says. It says because you're nothing to me, but baby is innocent. Well, she's right. The baby is innocent, but they're both not. I guess she shows the pregnancy test right here. Let me see if I can try to fix this screen real quick. I was trying to see if I can fix this.
He's like, you got to show me the pregnancy test. He's looking for any way to get out of this. I think he's realizing that she is a legit girl that actually like probably doesn't have sex with other people, and like she is pregnant. It is not one of these just like scammers, and he's shitting his pants.
Yeah, no, she probably did actually like him. Like I think she really liked him.
It sounds like she did. It sounds like she did.
Well, what's funny too is that like I'm gonna see if she still has her social media, the Daisy Fit _chin. If you see what she does, she's like a bodybuilder. So her body is like
private right now. I'll bet it's private at the moment.
Probably it probably is. It's interesting because like, well, she's a bodybuilder, but her like some of the pictures that she's done with like the bodybuilding stuff, it's very manly, and it's like just me personally. I don't like buff women, bro. I think if a woman has a man's body and men like that, I think you're gay.
Dude, Julius, you heard it here first on the Age of Men, folks. New controversy. Is Fresh gay? Because I would never bang a bodybuilder either, bro. I'll tell you that. I'm with you on that. That's not attractive to me at all. Too manly.
Yeah. Real quick, Ruel said it sounded like she set him up. I don't think she did. I don't think she did.
I was going into it with that mentality, like, believe no women. She's probably set him up or whatever. But, just a little bit I've heard and read these messages and whatnot. I'm actually, if I had to say one way or the other, I'm pretty sure that like she's not setting him up. She's not trying to play that angle or anything like that.
I don't think so either. And mind you, there's no way that she could if he wasn't. Because Fresh, we're gonna watch the stream, but I'll just give you a little spoiler. Fresh admitted that he came inside of her, so there is no setup. He admitted that he did it. Like, and he never made the claim she set me up. He didn't make that claim, so clearly he knew what he was doing. So there was no setup.
No, and he probably screamed pretty well by now. Those guys, and Ruel just said the thing that I thought would be suspicious. I was like, well, she recorded him, which is very shady, but she was actually, if you ask me, just from hearing the recording and everything, she was a very wise young lady to do that, because who knows how many times he's done this before. There's been no recording of it. I think she was just worried, and she decided, like, her friends probably told her, or somebody told her, like, you need to be recording that conversation, girl, because it's his word against yours, and he's a rich celebrity. Nobody's going to believe you if he says something bad.
Yeah. Absolutely. What's up, Atanis? Okay. And Atanis, I will be back to streaming on my stream. Just give me some time. I got a lot of things. Dude, I got so much projects to work on. I got music I'm doing, features I'm doing. It's bizarre, bro. I'm like super busy.
It's good, man. He's a hustler.
Yeah. And then I'm leaving this month for about a week. So I got a lot going on, bro. I got a lot going on. All right. So anyway, so she shows the pregnancy test. And it says, you always told me you wanted me to be your baby's mother. I love you, and I did everything to be a good girlfriend. Now this is happening. And mind you, real quick, guys, we're going to show you everything about her before we show you Fresh's and Myron's reaction to this quote-unquote allegation. So I want to kind of give you guys all to know about her first, rather than this back and forth. I just want to kind of show you guys who she is. And you can kind of make your own, you can decipher your own opinion, and then we'll react to Fresh as well to see all the things he said about her in regards to what we've seen. So she says, now this is happening. You walked away. I think I want to keep the baby. I don't want to kill alive. I want you to think carefully and take the responsibility. He said, I'll call you shortly. She said, take your time. And I guess that's what she called him. And then he said, I can't have kids. She said, take responsibility for your actions. So what we're going to do now is
I can't have kids. That's a scumbag line. No, bro, you can apparently because you got a girl pregnant. You just don't want to because you're a selfish, fucked up person.
Yeah, it's just what I'm saying, like stuff like that where it's like, I can't have kids. Well, why have sex with a woman with no condom on? It just doesn't make any sense. Like, it really just doesn't make any sense. I just don't. Again, I'm so baffled by the fact that we're in 2024 and you don't know to not. I don't want to say wrap it up at this point. Just don't have sex. Period. Like, I don't know, bro. That's why I said. See, people think I'm lying and I'm like just saying stuff to be saying stuff. I've said this over and over and over again. And I hope men listen to me when I say this. I've said this. Men tend to get weak when they're in the bedroom with the woman. It happens. I'm not lying about this. You can say all you want about women and this and that, but the moment you get a woman, because men don't get women like that. I've said this over and over again on this podcast. Men do not get women like that. And when they do, to him, she's the best thing since sliced bread. And then when they have intercourse, it's like everything to him. He's like, woohoo! He's like, oh, woohoo!
Yippee!
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, so when they're doing that, he feels like, oh, this is so great. And then all of a sudden, you just can't help yourself but to let go inside of her.
But
and then all of a sudden,
it's the woman that's like telling you, just do it inside of me, baby. And you used to come to that in a bad moment. But it sounds like he was maybe being like the woman saying, I'm going to just do it inside of you. And she let it happen. More evidence that he might be gay.
Yeah. So, yeah. So, but I mean, but it goes to my point is that men, like I said, they get lost in the sauce. They get lost in the sauce and forget where they're at in the moment. And then once it's over, then they snap back to reality and they go, oh man, what did I just do? Oh man, no, I can't be a father. Oh man, I got my, like, they start freaking out. But like 5 minutes prior, you were like, like, you know what I'm saying? Like you were all in it. But then now you realize it's like reality hits you, and you're like, oh crap, what did I do? What did I do?
Bro, post-nut clarity is a bitch.
That's what I'm saying, man. PNC will hit you quick. So it's interesting, dude. That's why I try to tell men, listen, there's nothing wrong with getting to know a woman, but just get to know her. You don't have to sleep with her, have sex with her, just so you can feel something. I get it, bro. You might feel lonely, this and that, but bro, keep yourself productive. Find things. Like, if you are trying to think about, man, I just want to have sex right now. I want to call this girl up. Let me go on Tinder. Let me do this. Go find something else to do. Go for a jog. Go play basketball. You know, do something that's gonna take your mind off of sex, bro. Like, get yourself better as a man. Go do some yard work. Go, if you got an axe, go buy some wood and just chop some wood. Just
Sounds
because.
good. Never prioritize pussy. That's rule number one, young men. Never, if you ask me. That might sound like a little weird or whatever. I'm saying, no matter what, you should never like work your schedule out or make yourself available or in any way, shape, or form prioritize getting that. If and when it happens for you with your girl, so be it. But don't be like going late to work or anything like that on account of you getting some sex. Trust me, that's not a good strategy for approaching life. But more importantly, the woman you're with, if she senses you doing that, she's going to be very unattracted to you because no woman wants somebody who pedestalizes pussy.
Yep. It's so true, man. Hey, okay, so hold on. Let me. Do I want to tell this story?
Yes.
I knew you were gonna say that. I knew you were gonna say that. Dude.
I told the birth control one.
Well, okay. So let me just say this, okay? I don't want to get too personal because I don't like getting too personal. But let me just say this: I'm telling you guys basically how women. See, this is why people may not know this, but I'm a father, right? Those watching me, I'm a father. I have a daughter, and it's funny because like I'm literally watching the way that she's seeing men move and what she thinks about them. And I was talking to her earlier today about relationships and whatnot. And I figured what the topic was, but I basically told her, I said, women tend to like tall men, right? And she started smiling because she's like, no, it's true, because she does like men who are tall, right? And she was like, I don't mind if a guy is my height, but you know, that tall, it's like that protection, right? So she said that there's a guy who was her height that I guess she had liked and he liked her, but he told her and said, if I fight somebody that's my size, I'll fight him. But if someone is, you know, bigger than me, you take care of that. Like telling my daughter that.
Beta.
And this is what I told her. I said, let me ask you this. In that moment that he said that, didn't you look at him and just say, what a pathetic, weak little man? She said, yep. And I was like, you want to know why? Because your natural instinct is for men to protect. The moment he told you he couldn't protect you, you lost interest just like that. And that's what I'm trying to say. So when men put women on a pedestal, women can see that and they'll actually lose interest in you. Because to them, they see a lot of women who got sucked into the promiscuity life of being propagandized with that. Will get with a man. When a man puts him up here, the first thing she's thinking about is, why is he putting me up here? Because she knows what she is. She knows that she ain't got the best background. So she was like, why is he putting me up here? And that makes her question him and kind of lose interest because she's like, he's all about me when I should be all about him.
Second thing she thinks, how can I exploit this situation to my benefit?
Yeah, it's bizarre. Okay, so let me I'm trying to think which one should I show. Let me just show this one because she was on a phone call with Destiny and Tria Logic, and that kind of just went. I mean, that was a great video actually to kind of show the phone call between those two. But let me show you the interview between Albert and Preach, kind of make it more subtle. Because the one that she did with Destiny, it just seemed like Destiny was really kind of calling her out, which was pretty insane. But let's watch this one and be a lot more subtle to kind of get more detail. I think Albert and Preach have more receipts and what happened. So let me pull this up real quick.
Speaking of subtle, I'm going to sneak off camera to take a dab.
Grace said, it's awesome that you have open communication like that with your daughter. A lot of fathers don't. Yeah, you know, no, it is great. It's fantastic. I think fathers are important. You know, even in my situation, I think fathers are important. And I think without, you know, me being involved in her life like that and guiding her where she, you know, needs to go, needs to do, I think it's important. because you have fathers that do abandon their children. Sometimes the father can just be a piece of crap guy, but other times it can be this reason because he doesn't like the woman and therefore he leaves the children. And so I'm not like that. I've been in my daughter's life since the day she was born. And I've always wanted to be that guidance for her and be in her life and know, because she's a great person, she's cool, Um, so I don't want to be the father that's out her life and if she goes down this wrong path. Because you see a lot of these girls today, these young women today, they're on OnlyFans, they're doing pornography, um, they're doing the sex work like prostitution. It's because they don't have the best relationship with their father. And then when they do have a relationship with their fathers and their fathers are okay with it, to me, I still think that's a bad dad. If you're a dad who's okay with your child being on OnlyFans and you tell her as long as you're not hurting nobody, that's a horrible father. I would not allow my daughter to be on those kind of stuff. If that happens, I disown her. It just is what it is. So
Well, now
that's
you guys understand a bit of why Julius has the stance he does of men and women should be virgins until marriage.
Today on episode 2 of Surviving Fresh and Fit, I want to get.
I was trying to get the screen bigger, but sorry, Nick, go ahead.
Well, I was just saying, I think this gives the audience a little insight into you as a person, your stances as, for instance, like men and women should wait till marriage to have sex and things like that. Because now, you're in the best way possible raising a daughter with your, ex, but it's just not ideal, I guess, probably. It's a lot of work.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I am a single dad. I mentioned that before in this podcast, but there was this conversation on Twitter about single moms and single dads, and I posted that single dads, children do better with single dads. There's actually an article about this, about children doing better with single dads, and I think this came from I think called the National Family Growth or something like that. But children do better with fathers than they do mothers. And so I think it's important for me to be in my daughter's life, especially to have that communication where we can talk about things. I let her know, like, hey, don't try to date nobody. Just focus on your grades. If you want to get a job, you can work to get some finances for right now. But if there's a guy that does like you and he's a Christian man and reads the Bible, loves God, has a great relationship with his family, and wants to provide for you, take that opportunity, get to know him and see if he's the right fit for you, and allow him to be that man and take care of you. And she knows her role. The more me and her talk, the more she understands what she has to do in life. So I think, for now, she's fine with doing her own thing. But if a guy does come along and wants to provide, I think she's okay with that too. And she'll understand.
Would you want him to ask you before he asks her out or takes her out? I mean,
oh, yeah. She knows that if a guy does like her and wants to take her seriously, she knows to bring him to me first before they even if it's just like a boyfriend girlfriend thing. She's gonna bring him to me first so I can meet him and talk to him and really kind of see if he's about what he says he is. You know what I mean?
You call me if and when that day occurs, and Uncle Nick will fly to California and have you.
I know we're both holding rifles. So what's your name, son?
What are your
and don't lie to me.
My friend's daughter.
Yeah, no, for real, this is crazy. Last comment I'll read and we'll move on to the video. Grace says, seems like men can talk to their sons, but not their daughters. It's extremely important for a daughter to get that love and affirmation from her father before anyone else. Yeah, I mean, it's like, I don't talk to my daughter with like the way a mother would. I'm just very logical in the things I say. This is what I always tell my daughter. I always say, just assume that everything I say is right.
Because it
yeah, like if I warn you about something or I tell you about something, just assume that I'm right. Because I try to research things, try to understand, I try to have conversations, understand this stuff, my experiences. So just assume that, everything I say is right.
It'll always be good for you. Every once in a while, that might blow up in your face, but just know that that'll make that up to you too.
Right, right. So yeah, I try to come at it more logically and not like emotionally, right? But I let her know that I'm always there for her. I see her and things like that. So it's interesting. Now, again, I'm happy with the way it's been going between me and her. I think she's gonna be a fantastic person. I think when she gets with a guy, she'll know exactly what her role would be, which would be a great thing. So it'd be nice to see, a Christian family and kind of that legacy go on. It's gonna be great, man. I pray for that every day. All right, so this is Abba and Preach. If you guys don't know who Abba and Preach is, they've been on YouTube for quite some time, for a long time actually. They got 2 million subscribers on YouTube. They've had a back and forth with Fresh and Fit. They've had some beef here and there, which is always hilarious. I know
So I bet
Myron
they're
one
loving
time.
this moment. Then they're probably loving this.
Yeah. There is a there's a beef one time where Myron and them going back and forth, and people call Myron racist because he was making fun of Preach, which is the guy right here with the braids. It's pretty hilarious. But anyways, but yeah,
What did he say that made them call him racist?
because Myron had this wig, and it was this wig of like this dreads, and he was basically making it seem like Fresh was like this monkey, and he was like basically like mimicking the monkey. It was funny, bro. You gotta watch it. Like it might be on YouTube still, might be on Rumble. But he pretty much had this like this wig of dreads, and was just making fun of Preach and calling him like a monkey. It was just crazy, bro. It was just so messed up. And then they're making fun of the fact that I guess Preach did ballet at one point. It's bizarre. Like they had a whole back and forth between those two. I mean, it's been going on for like I want to say it's been going on since 2022. They've been going back and forth since 2022. So
Okay,
it's pretty crazy.
It's fair to say that they might be slanted a little biased against them then. But let's watch.
Yeah. So okay. So this is the video that they're doing. So they interviewed Daisy, which is the chick that Fresh slept with, and I guess there's a lot more receipts and things like that. So we're gonna check it out. Now, at one point, this interview does get comical because he asks her what's 2 + 2. When it gets to that, we'll end it. But just watch this for the most part.
To get to the bottom of this fiasco. If you haven't seen part 1, be sure to go check that out for context. But I decided that I would interview the woman in question at the heart of this whole thing. She provided me a bunch of screenshots, screen recordings, and a bunch of different things. And I think it answered a lot of the questions that would have seemed to be unanswered before. Things like whether or not she's a sex worker. She isn't. What was the timeline of events? Did Walter know that she was not on birth control? Was he aware that she was trying to have a child? Did they have discussions about it? Was he trying to be serious with her? What proof does she have that? All these things are going to get answered over the course of this interview. But first thing that I have to correct from the previous thing is that she's never been a sex worker. Turns out she won some kind of beauty pageant, and people just started uploading her photos to some escorting sites, but it was just scam sites. Now, whether or not you want to believe that is up to everyone at home. But to date, there's no actual proof that she does any of that kind of work. On a live stream today, he said that you were never his girl.
He said that?
I made a statement on my vlog and on the show multiple times. And I said, this is a matter of fact, guys, look it up if you want to. I said, if a girl's on camera with me, she is what? Not my girl. Let's get that in mind. If I bring a girl on camera, she's not my girl. You never see my girl because I know what happens when you bring her on the internet. I'll learn from experience. That's all I'm gonna say.
Listen, this was a great trip. Happy to see my lovely Asian queen again. But as time passes, we must say farewells for a short period of time until she comes back. So can't wait to see her back here in Miami. I love her.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I love you, man.
So see right there, he said in the text message, he says, he mentioned her being his girlfriend, and he said, "I love you, babe." So he claims that when he brings girls on camera, they're not his girlfriend, even though the text message says girlfriend. He says, "I love you, babe." So,
bruh,
kind of,
this getting worse and worse, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's making him basically look like a liar, essentially, saying one thing and then doing the exact opposite. It's just it's not a good look. I agree. It's not a good look.
He's a piece of garbage for that, dude. He's got her convinced that like she's his girl. At the very least, he's convincing her that.
Yeah, that's why I said he's, in my opinion, he's selling her a dream. Let's just be real. He's selling her a dream.
And he's not doing at all what they always preach, which is just tell these girls what it is.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be like that sometimes. I'm not saying it's right, but some men do that. They sell them a dream and then tell them what it is afterwards. Once they got the fish on the hook, then they reel them in and then start telling them the truth from there, which is pretty crazy.
Pathetic.
Yeah. Yeah.
You may. So he's out here saying he don't claim her. He never claimed her. That's not his girl. But in private, he's saying, I love you. He's saying, you my girlfriend. He moved her in. And on top of that, he publicly on video saying he loves her. Does that sound like somebody who's being treated like a jump off? I'm just saying. Everyone telling she's baby trapping him. All this other
They're
stuff.
loving this, by the way.
Is she baby trapping him or is he just trapping her? I'm asking the questions because the only deception I've seen so far is from him towards her. The only trap I've seen so far is him basically love bombing the shit out of her so he can fuck her as much as he wants. Then when he's done, he just get rid of her.
Well, he's just making him like make him look like idiot right now because clearly, like he made that on public and on the conversation you saw it. He calls me girlfriend, right? Yeah. Are you gonna take someone to see your entire family if she's not your girlfriend? Travel to your home country? That's not reasonable. You can like casually meeting your mother, that's fine. The first time I met his mother, I was like, okay, if you decide to do that, I don't mind.
Why did you accept being in a non-monogamous relationship with Fresh?
All right, real quick. She claimed that he took her to meet his whole family. So
Amazing,
it's like,
bro. Sympathetic.
Yeah, he took her to meet her whole family. I mean, that's why I said, bro, like he's selling her a dream so he can do what he wants. You know what I mean?
Oh man, this is the kind of guy that's giving us all a bad name out here, and frankly, why Julius and I and others get so much shit for being misogynists and red pill guys or whatever. This kind of behavior it's fucked up, man. I'll stand on it. I'll call it out. That's wrong.
But it's interesting because, see, when I look at her, she got fake eyelashes. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just being observant. She got fake eyelashes. She got Botox in her lips.
Probably fake.
It's a possibility. Yeah, it's a possibility she got fake boobs. I'm not sure.
It might just be to be real. Yeah, for an Asian, they're fake.
I mean, it might just be the muscular body. It might just be, but the only reason why I said fake boobs, I'm just kind of throwing it out there because if you look at the lining right here, I don't know why you can just tell the way fake boobs look.
Bro,
maybe that's just
don't
me.
have big chests ever, unless it's fake. Fake.
I mean, I'm not too sure. I can't confirm that's real or not. If that's true or not, it all just depends, I guess. But they just, from what I'm seeing, just from the image I'm looking at right now, it just doesn't seem real. But I bring this up because this is another like hypocrisy where I've seen Fresh make the argument with women about makeup and that they wear it for men or to compete with other women. They'll say, no, I do it for myself. And they make this argument, but then he dates a woman that has fake eyelashes, lip fillers and fake boobs. It's like, I just find it interesting to me that you'll talk to these women about these certain things, the makeup, being a 304 and sleeping around and being promiscuous. And then all of a sudden you're dating the same women that you tell men not to date. And this is something, this is a big problem too that I've always seen. It reminds me of like a politician, for example.
Yes.
Like AOC, Ilhan Omar, Kamala Harris, Lori Lightfoot from Chicago. They'll say things like white supremacy, white privilege, and all this stuff. And then you look at their husbands and their lesbian wives, and they're all white.
He white.
So, you know what I mean? And that's like I had made this comment on Twitter. I said they hate white supremacy in the streets, but they love them in the sheets.
Nice.
So you know what I mean? It makes no sense. And it's the same thing when Democrats say women's right to choose, to have an abortion, but then they go and have kids. Or you know what I'm trying to say? Like they always say one thing for you to do, and do another, like, for example, California just raised the minimum wage to $20 an hour. $20 an hour. And yet Gavin Newsom, our governor, has a restaurant that only pays $16 an hour. His minimum wage is not up, but yet California got to raise the minimum wage up to $20 an hour. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, do people understand what's going on? These people who are in these spaces, once they get big enough, they're telling you one thing and then they're doing the exact opposite. Like, they say, don't sleep with hoes, but then they sleep with hoes. Oh, women look better naturally, but then you get with girls who aren't natural. Like,
oh, single mothers are terrible. Then you go and create a single mother.
Exactly. It doesn't make any sense. Again, I'm not.
It makes sense if you're full of shit hypocrite that's just capitalizing on giving bad advice to people.
Yeah. So Grace said, "Oh my God, I tried fake eyelashes once, and my husband said, what the heck is wrong with your eyes? You got bat wings on your eyelids." I know.
Big husband.
I know. W husband. Yeah, and Emil's right. The rules don't apply to them, and that's what I can't stand. That if I did something like that, you guys call me out, man. If I said, oh, don't sleep with hoes, and all of a sudden someone catches me on camera talking to a chick who got BBL and all this stuff, y'all call me out immediately. But yo, Julius, I saw you with this chick. I thought you said don't talk to these fake women. Like, call me out, man. So
we certainly will call them out for that, right, audience? But that's the thing about Age of Men. You won't catch us slipping like that because we're living it how we say it out here. And we ain't presenting like we're something that we're not. Like we're super successful, like super Casanovas or anything like that. We're just being us and trying to be real with you. We don't really give you guys advice unless we're confident about it. But these guys, they're just acting like they know everything and that their way's the law. And then they're not even doing it themselves.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I'm a Christian, so I want to live the way God wants me to live, the right way. So that's where I come. That's why you won't see me out doing weird stuff. Even if like a woman try to like come on to me, I'm like, nah, listen, that's a no.
He says, oh no.
Yeah, I said, oh no, we're not doing that. So and that's the thing too. Just real quick, I'm gonna bring it back on the full screen real quick. Men have to lead like that. This is what I mean by men should lead. If you have a woman that likes you and she wants to do something with you, and you let her know, like, you know what, this isn't a good idea. I don't want to ruin our friendship. If she says something like, what if this is what I want? You gotta say, I don't care what you want. This is about what I need. And what I need is to not fall for temptation. So I like you. I want to get to know you. I'm not ready to have sex with you because I want to make a woman my wife. And you won't be wife material if I have sex with you right now. You'll just be another chick I have sex with. So
please,
I don't know.
Please.
She can beg all she wants. I walk away at that point.
You hit her with that hell no, he's out.
That's what I'm saying. She's not calling on her knees like this.
I'm begging you, Julius. Oh no.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, no. So I mean, listen, I know that comes off like, I'm Mr. Righteous Man, but you know what? I don't care. I'll be Mr. Right. I'd rather be Mr. Righteous than do something wrong. I don't care if
righteous men like in this world.
Yeah, I don't care if it makes me look like a goody two shoe. I really don't care. Like, you can get on me all you want. Go sleep with all these girls. To me, I don't see a point with sleeping with lots of girls. I mean, it's almost like insanity. Like, sleeping with lots of girls reminds me of insanity. Like, you're doing the same thing with all these girls, expecting different results with all of them. So like you're having like this, you're having this what do you call it? I don't know, this I don't know how to phrase it, but you're basically just having sex all the time with all these girls, and then I'm sure you're probably doing the exact same positions with all of them. But what different do you expect? Like, what I don't understand what the actual, you know what I mean? I don't know how to explain it, but what exactly? If you, for example, if you had sex with Angelina Jolie and then you had sex with Megan Fox, what's the difference? The name?
Well, I'll tell you what, Fresh did get something different this time.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Maybe not, though. Maybe not. Again, like I said earlier, who knows how many women he's done this with? He was kind of a little too cavalier about it for my liking. It feels like he's been there before.
Yeah. Grace said, "Oh no, oh no, oh no, 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 no."
Yeah.
I like that. we got to turn that into a little song. All right. Okay. So here's more of that video of her being interviewed by Albert and Preach.
Yeah. You know why? Because
real quick. Let me just wind back quick. He was asking her, why are you in a non-monogamous relationship with Fresh?
Not reasonable. You can like carefully meeting your.
She's a woman. The ho-no shirt, Asian men. Grace said she would wear it as a woman.
Nice base.
We're gonna make those. Mark my words. I'm gonna talk to a friend of mine, and we're gonna get those out. If you guys would buy the ho-no shirts to support the Asian men, we will absolutely produce them.
Yeah, that'd be dope. That'd be dope. All right, here we go.
Your mother, that's fine. The first time I met his mother, I was like, okay, if you decide to do that, I don't mind.
Why did you accept being in a non-monogamous relationship with Fresh?
Yeah, you know why? Because we were in a long-distance relationship. Because whether I agree or not, he's going to do that. And we weren't stable because we just got to know each other. And, so I was thinking just to be there and move there, for, like to be with him, maybe like it would be different. But I don't want to, like, it comes to a conclusion in the beginning, like, oh, I'm going to stop this guy from doing everything just because he met me. Because in the early stage of the relationship, I don't want to.
Then I ask her, well, why do you not want to be intense about monogamy, but you are rushing to have a kid? I asked some tough questions.
That's a good question.
I'm not softballing it.
No, I ain't mad at you.
Okay. She's like, I don't want to be too intense and like rush like monogamy, so I'm accepting this. But like, but you want to have a baby with him.
Well, yeah, I understand. I understand because I just felt like. I just feel like I'm not that type of girl that I have to be with someone for years to get married. Or if I like someone, I can have a kid with him for like a week.
Pause it, please, man.
It's not. It doesn't matter.
What's that?
I'll tell you what happened here to answer his question for her. As she couldn't force him to do that because he's going to do it regardless. And therefore, because she likes him so much, like, many women do, maybe even all for all I know, including my mom and my sister, who I love to death. I've caught them talking about this kind of thing. Women will start seeing a guy that they intend on leveraging into changing and commit and doing things that maybe they don't necessarily want to do. But the woman, once they get their hooks into you, then they'll start pulling those cards like, well, you need to be monogamous to me, or whatever it might be. So she was just sinking her teeth into him, get him on the line, and hopefully he would change eventually.
Yeah, it's the whole classic. I could change him, because when they see a man that has options, they want to change him to be monogamous. And so I'm not saying men should go out there and have lots of girls and things like that. Like, I'm not saying that men should be in a polygamous relationship. That's what they want to do. That's what they want to do, I guess. Not my thing, but usually a man who is in that mentality of wanting multiple women, she'll want to change him to be monogamous. And then sometimes that can lead to the quote unquote manipulation of, sex and yeah, exactly. And so then it's like, oh, and then once they're in the bedroom, it's do this, do that. And then all of a sudden, what? You're pregnant? How?
Abort the baby. Take the pill. It's not killing.
How are you pregnant?
We didn't plan for this. We didn't want that.
It's like, what do you mean by how? How?
Do you know how? Conceived? Do you know how kids are made in the first place?
Tell me how.
Fresh does seem pretty dumb. He does seem pretty dumb. But he's like that dumb.
Just points.
Yeah.
He's like, me?
But we didn't want this to happen. But you busted a nut in her with no condom on, right?
I didn't think it was going to happen like this. Yeah, because, conception, buddy. Life starts with conception. Okay.
I thought I didn't have any sperm because I've done it so many times. I've never had this kind of scare before.
I didn't know I was loaded.
I thought I was impotent. No, you mean infertile, bro. Oh, no, you're impotent.
Thought I was shooting blanks. It's like
I was imagining it was a dude, so I just came this time.
It was a prop gun.
I didn't think there'd be any bullets in there. It was supposed to be a prop gun, prop dick. I thought they were blank.
I'm sorry, man. It's funny. Look, Fresh. God bless you, brother, man. I'm glad you at least recognize what you did was wrong. But it's just funny to me, bro. Like you're in your late 20s, early 30s. How do you not know, bro? Like he's like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. And he's like, he's like, oh, nothing's gonna happen.
What have I done?
Right? You're good, right? He looks at it. You're good, right? You washed it out. It's like,
Julius, the audacity though, like of a guy that hosts the Fresh and Fit podcast of all things, to be trying to play dumb, like he wouldn't, like this isn't a likely consequence of no protection sex.
They talked to 3,000 women. And
yeah, and you didn't know how babies were made.
You talked to 3,000 women and you still made a mistake.
And you don't know how babies are made.
Like, is Fresh listening, bro? Is he just sitting there like this?
Dude, I honestly wonder that.
I don't want to hear this. I don't want to hear this.
Yeah, is he daydreaming like when Myron talks? Because every once in a while he seems like
he's just sitting there like
he's looking at gay porn on his phone. He's like, oh yeah, what'd you
say? Like he has that thought, like he's gonna write the next big album.
He's thinking about taking some woman home from Asia to meet his family, and
I know, dude. I'm telling you. Listen, Fresh. Like I said, God bless you, but we're just roasting, brother. You know, we're just roast. You guys can roast us. You can watch our channel and say you guys are this, and this. That's totally fine. You can roast us. We're just having a little roast, man. It's just fun. It's funny to me. It's funny that men today act like they don't know what's going on, and then men be like, "Yeah, I'll have sex raw." Why? Like you're that weak that you don't want to quote unquote protect yourself. I'm not saying to have sex before marriage, but if your whole idea is like, well, condoms, but you don't use condoms, what are you doing? Like,
and you don't know
what do you think is going to happen?
And there's no birth control being taken or nothing. Like, dude, you're a very successful personality, like a celebrity almost, you could say, of the internet. And what, dude? And your show is about advice for men with regards to dating women and all this. And you find yourself in this kind of mess. Dude, if you ask me, anybody with any, self-respect, some dignity would not be able to watch them anymore. Because he's so full of shit. It's so egregious right now with all this. And I sensed it, man. I sensed that he was a weirdo.
For a guy named Fresh, he's a rotten dude.
Right? Yeah, he's not very fresh. Well, explains why he calls himself fresh. His name's Walter. Walter sounds like a fucking.
I mean, I'm not gonna hate on his name. Look, I'm not gonna hate on his name. My name Julius is probably a weird name to some people too. Well, Julius.
You did put Walter in the post. That's where I learned his name's Walter.
I mean,
you got to mention.
Yeah. I mean, because I know I only put it like that only because everybody else has certain titles. I didn't want to copy theirs, so I try to make it slightly different.
No, I didn't want to put it was very catchy, dude. Walter is definitely like a clickbait.
Yeah,
dude. So Walter is fresh as that. Dude, this is you can't make this shit up.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I won't hate. I mean, listen, I'm not saying you are. But I'm saying his name is his name, Walter. That's fine. I just think it's funny to me that like men have sex and think that nothing's gonna happen. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, they sit here and say, men are leaders. We're leaders. We lead. Okay, you say men are leaders, but you see a guy who's clearly not leading himself down the path of righteousness. He's making these mistakes. And I get it. People make mistakes. They do. They make mistakes. I get it. But
this ain't a mistake. This was on purpose.
Yeah, we're in 2024. Like, what do you think could happen, bro? Like, you thought you were gonna be like, yeah, baby, you're not gonna have no babies. You know what I'm saying? So it makes no sense. It's
Dude, the only way it makes sense is if he's had a plan that, God forbid, I ever do get a girl pregnant, I'm just gonna convince her to get an abortion. And if she doesn't want to, well, I'll force that, or I will step out of the baby's life however I can with my good lawyers that I can pay for her, and she won't be able to compete with me. Or I'll intimidate her, or I'll defame her with my public platform. I will not have to deal with the situation where some innocent Asian girl seeming innocent, I should say, records me
Yeah,
after.
I was gonna say innocent.
Yeah, they're never innocent. Believe no women, but like, she seems innocent. She presents as innocent, and she happened to record me, and I was slipping, and I didn't think that she'd do that, and then she leaked it to the world and exposed me for the fucking piece of shit that I really am.
Yeah, yeah. See, that's
the only way that makes sense. He's not that dumb. Fresh is dumb, but not that dumb. No one's that.
Yeah,
dumb.
that's where I would get on board with was the fact that she did leak a phone call. You know, that I do have a problem with that, because it reminds me of the Steven Crowder situation.
I agree, Julius. I don't like that at all. But if I'm playing her lawyer or her side, what I would say is she felt in love and thought she was in a relationship with Fresh, who is a very well-to-do man and has a reputation, and many rumors actually circulating about him not coming through on his end to as far as like being a real man and not leading these ladies on or just fucking them and forgetting them or whatever. And therefore, since he has a public platform and he has money and he has all the influence and she's more or less a nobody, she needed to record that phone call for her reputation, for her word to be proven true, because otherwise Fresh would have unleashed all of his influence, all of his followers, all of his money towards discrediting her word, what she says is true. And therefore, there needed to be evidence of it. So she recorded the call, and we're glad that she did, because he looks like a really bad guy on that call.
Yeah, it's crazy. All right, so we're gonna do a little bit more. What's up, Kimmy? We got
Kimmy
the Outcast.
in the house. Yeah.
We got Kimmy, JC. What up, JC?
JC.
And then what's up, Dang Buds? I forgot he was in here.
Dang Buds, the best username.
All right, so here's more of that interview here.
It's the time doesn't matter. I was with someone for 9 months. He really wanted to marry me. He's American, and I didn't want that. I ended that. When I met Walter, I just felt like, wow, there's so much chemistry.
What? I mean, I agree.
I'm just trying to
talk to me.
No, I'm not the type of girl I'm not the type of girl that's gonna have to wait for a long time before I marry someone. Huh? What type of girl is that?
I mean, there's plenty of people who meet their husbands for the first time through arranged marriages or whatever.
Yeah, weird.
But I don't disagree. I'm just saying that's not that abnormal in different parts of the world.
It still doesn't answer the question. It doesn't answer the question of why you want to rush this baby, but you don't want.
All right,
let's
get these guys' commentary if you don't mind. I don't know who they are. I really care.
It doesn't answer anything.
Wait,
it doesn't. As a matter of fact,
hold on, I'm gonna pause it. What's up, Nick?
Let's skip these guys' commentary if we can. If they start talking for a while, I don't know who they are or really care about their opinion, but like, it's interesting hearing her words.
Yeah, I mean,
and she fell for it, dude. She's a sucker woman. That's her mistake here, which I'm not removing her from responsibility, but she got played. She was really dumb to allow herself to be played by this guy, but she got played like a chump, and that's the most you can accuse her of. That's the most she's guilty of, is being dumb as fuck and being open with her heart, too big with her heart. But Fresh really did some vindictive, fucked up, manipulative things here. And then at the end of that, he's going to kill off an innocent thing that he created and gaslight this woman and make her out to be the piece of shit.
Yeah, and this is what I mean, though. It's like I'm not looking at either of them as the victim. I don't see either of them as the victim. Yeah, they're both wrong, and whatever is happening now, if Fresh is like, oh man, she's this, she's that, I got this on her, I got that on her, she only doing this because this could be lying. It doesn't matter, bro. That would have never happened had you never had sex with her and sold her a dream. Like, bro, you fell for a chick that you push back against other chicks on. Having fake makeup or fake eyelashes and this and that. It's like you push back on these girls for having these things, then you get with a girl for having these things. You know what I mean? Like you would tell men when you and Myron have your Motivation Mondays, wherever it's called, and you basically tell them to not date these type of chicks, and then you go and date these type of chicks. Like I don't know what Myron does, because obviously whatever he does, he's keeping it like super under wraps, because that's all he's supposed to do. You keep your business to yourself. But Fresh Fresh has his own little blog. I think he has like a blog on YouTube. I forget what it's called because he's got a little blog where like they go out with girls and things like that. I mean, there are things I've seen that I can from Fresh. There was one thing I saw actually. This was like back in 2023, 2022. I remember he was with this girl. I remember he was like walking her dog with her. Like it just looked really, just in my opinion, just on that, it just looked like he's doing that in order to like get into her pants. Like,
he's
I'll walk her
weird
dog.
dude for that. That's very, very. That's
you know what I mean? Like it's like he's putting on the nice guy front in order to. This is why I say you gotta watch out for nice guys, because guys will just be nice in order to get into your pants. Like they'll do the things you want them to do in order to get into your pants, and it's like. To me, I think that's very scumbaggy because if you have to pretend to be something in order to get what you want, I think you're a scumbag. And the argument can be made would be like, oh, well, men do that anyways. But there's a difference between authenticity and not authenticity. You know what I mean? Like if you're a genuine person and you actually can talk to women without having the agenda to get into their pants, yeah, there's women out there who look attractive, absolutely. But at the same time, I can talk to an attractive woman and not be like, God, you're beautiful.
You know what I'm saying? Like, not nice to them for no reason.
Yeah, but right. But what I'm saying is that, like, as a man, if you can control your urges like that,
it's the definition of sympathetic, dude.
Yeah. I mean, if you're talking to a beautiful woman and like you're trying hard to try to present yourself as something, she's gonna see it like right away. But if you're genuine and you're just talking to her like a person, like she's not the greatest thing since sliced bread, she'll be more attracted to you because she knows that, because she sees that your purpose is not her. You know what I'm saying?
What I would
like,
do if a chick tried to get me to walk her little dog like that, I'd be like, I will not be seen in public with a dog like that. That little fucking thing, no way.
Yeah, I don't.
But you know what, though, Julius? These girls fall for it every day, and this is proof of that. This girl just fell for it and got impregnated by the worst man she could ever have that happen with.
Yeah, mind you, I agree with you, but like I said, I made them. This is where I see men and women equally, right? Or where I see them equal. They're both equally wrong. Like they're both
equally responsible. Yes.
Yeah, they're equally responsible. And so I don't think she's a victim. I don't think she's a victim of him selling her a dream. Maybe, but I just think that either way, like if you're a woman, this is why I say when I talk about this, the same way I say that these politicians, these minorities who say white supremacy, but then they got white boyfriends and this and that, husbands, whatever. It's the same thing with women. It's like you claim the patriarchy is oppressing you and this and that. It's like you hate the patriarchy in the streets, but you love them in the sheets. So why do women think it's empowerment to open your legs to every guy who wants to penetrate you? That's not empowerment. They're depowering you actually by doing that. So it's like you're not empowering yourself by allowing men to penetrate you. If anything, you're giving them the ego. The same way a man gives a woman value when he's trying to gain value. You have sex with this girl thinking that she can now pull this top guy, so you're giving her value. Same thing with a woman who gives her body up to a man. You giving him, now you're feeding his ego. He's thinking like, well, shoot, I just got her, I can get her. Same thing with her. She's like, I have sex with him, I can get him. So you're both on this kind of ego trip. So I just think it's interesting how like women think it's empowerment to sleep around. I think it's more empowering to just say no, I'm gonna wait till marriage.
It's more empowering to preserve that thing so it's actually valuable instead of putting it out on the market. It becomes less valuable. Collins had a great comment. Just freeze your sperm and get a vasectomy.
No, it's a horrible comment.
That's not the move, but that's a hilarious suggestion.
Yeah, it's a horrible thing to get a vasectomy because it's not always irreversible.
No, he's saying freeze your sperm so you can get the girl pregnant when you finally want to, but just get a vasectomy in the meantime so you're safe.
No, that's dumb. Because that's like the IVF.
I think it's a joke. I'm pretty sure it's a joke. I hope it's a joke.
I don't know. I saw him trolling earlier. I don't want to say trolling, but I saw him say some. That's why I didn't address him, because he was saying some interesting things, and I was like, I don't want to address that. Like he said something earlier, and I was like, I'm not going to address that. So it's doesn't
Grace
seem like.
Said, I got pregnant at 15. My hubby didn't pussy out. Thank God. We're still together and married 25 years later. Amazing Grace.
No, that's good. Amazing Grace.
Oops.
Yeah. Khan said it's a joke. No, okay. I get it, but yeah. I figured. Yeah. I figured, but yeah. So that's what I mean. It's like you got pregnant at 15. You know, I'm obviously I'm guessing that you guys obviously had premarital sex, and then once you got married, you changed your life around, gave your life to God, and lived that way, which is I'm glad. But that's what I'm saying. Like the propagandize the propaganda on America to be promiscuous, and you got people on average losing their virginity at 17 years old, and then becoming teen pregnancy, things like that, and you get these fathers who are not around, or the mothers who don't want to be around, the women who want to get abortions and things like that. It's interesting. It's interesting stuff, man. So this is why I say I'm on the path of men and women should just wait until marriage. I mean, I don't. I get it. Again, I get it. Men got needs. I get that, but no one's forcing you to have sex. You can wait, bro. Like you can wait. If
the more I consider, oh, go ahead.
No, I was going to say the way I see it is, and of course there's a difference. But I'm kind of making the analogy. If you're a gamer, if you're a man who plays games, and then there's a video game coming out, let's say in April right now, the game doesn't come out until April of next year. Like, you can't wait to play that game. Like, you might play the game before, maybe, but you'll have patience to wait for that game. Like, you may not play no other game because you want to wait for that game. You see what I'm saying? It's kind of the same analogy. Like, if you get with a woman, you can just wait until marriage. You be the one that leads. If men are the gatekeepers to relationships and women are the gatekeepers to sex, then why are we falling for the women who are the gatekeepers? Like, why are we trying to enter their gates? They should be entering our gates. You know what I mean?
Bro, I've sat back and I've pondered on because I've heard you make it compelling cases, like hell of a cases, frankly, for waiting until marriage. And I would sit back and, me, I like to play devil's advocate. I would like debate in my head, like with myself on it, on your talking points and everything for it. And the more I really think about it, and when you consider how crazy, out of control, dare I say, society is right now, especially due to the sexual promiscuity, I don't necessarily see an argument against it. I don't see how you can make an argument against it or for something else, because at least you're offering a way to solve it or help work towards solutions that would be better. Right now, nobody's offering anything like that, and it's a fucking mess out here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna get back to the video in just a second too. Coming a little bit more than we're going on something else, but if you think about it, right? Again, if you're gonna do that, it's on you. But I truly believe that when you have sex with a woman, it goes downhill, because let's say you talk to a chick, let's say you met her today at like some store, and then you guys hang out like next Saturday, and then you bring her back to the house, and then you have sex with her, right? It might feel good. You did this, you did that, whatever the case may be, right? It was just amazing, right? Once that's over, in the back of your mind, like when you want to hang out with her again, somewhere in your mind, especially as a man, it's gonna start to kind of ponder: is there another guy she's talking to? Like, when she doesn't respond back, you text her and she doesn't respond back, when you guys been kind of going back and forth, all of a sudden you're like, well, she hasn't texted me back. Like, the moment you get to that point, she didn't text me back. You're already worried about somebody else. And then now you gotta like go, it's like you gotta compel yourself to be distracted to not think about why she didn't text you back.
Wow.
Do you see what I'm saying? Like, now you're putting yourself in that position. And most men will say, oh, I could just go on without it. You may. I'm not saying you can't. But at some point, that does pop into your mind. She didn't text me back. The moment you say that, you kind of thinking about who else she's doing. And why would you put that stress on you? Imagine if you were in control to wait until marriage and she's thinking about you versus you thinking about what she's doing.
What you just said is a slam dunk for your argument. That's the case. You ended it right there. That's like the mic drop moment. Like, because it's not, I wonder if she's talking to somebody else. She is certainly talking to somebody else. Women branch swing, man. They're not single, even when they are. They're talking to guys.
Yeah, especially when you have sex. Especially when you have sex with her. Because you had sex with her. Now she's not responding to your texts. You wonder like who else does she have in her rotation? Especially if men have the notion. Especially if men have the notion that she's like, if you talk to a woman and you just assume there's some other guy, and then you have sex with her, and then you wonder who else she's having sex with. So then when you hang out with her again, you kind of thinking in the back of your mind, man, has she already done this with somebody else?
Wow, Julius, that's your freaking mic drop for your case.
So
because she is talking to somebody else. There's no doubt about that. And if she's fucking you like that, why wouldn't she be fucking the other guys?
She has sex with you in a heartbeat. You don't think she'll have sex with the other guy in a heartbeat as well? The only guy that she'll make wait. Yeah, the one guy that she'll make wait is a guy in the friend zone. Because he didn't have the charisma that you had. But the moment you have sex with her, and then you start to kind of, you become that guy she put in the friend zone, she is monkey branching.
Wow, Julius, damn, dude, that's a hell of an argument.
So, and listen, I could be wrong about everything.
Nah, we're speaking.
So if I am.
Unfortunately, I kind of wish you weren't wrong, but you're probably right.
Yeah, see, Birdman said met many women like that. it just goes to my point, man. So this is why I say the best way for a man to lead is not to lead himself into temptation. And so if you get with a woman and you get to know her, just get to know her. Let her like you. I'm not saying you can't like her back, but let her like you. Let her be wondering about what you're doing, kind of thing. Not like you're out here screwing all these chicks, but just let her wonder about you. Let her know that, man, what's he doing? I want to hang out with him. And you guys hang out, she feels the most secure with you. I don't know. You can call me sappy, whatever, all you want, but I think that's how men can lead. That's how you can. Again, we are the gatekeeper to relationship. So let's gatekeep that relationship. I mean, let's not let those locks be broken easily. Let's gatekeep that relationship and get to know this woman so that if she is the right one, we can see it through her actions. They always say, watch what they do, not what they say.
I like that, Julius. So let me ask you based off of that then, because I feel like this is a reasonable question that perhaps a woman would ask, but certainly a man would ask if a woman was making him wait. How long would you consider, to be expected or reasonable to wait until getting married?
At least for me, actually it doesn't even matter, but I'll give you my blunt answer. My thing would be, I would say at least a year to get to know the person. And then the second year, you can find out whether or not this will be, if she's marriage type. I would say at least a year. If you're ideal to get married, I say get to know a person for a year. That's just me. Some people may have it quicker because the sparks may fly, whatever the case may be. I just say give it a year. And the only reason why I say give it a year, it's gonna take time. Like it does take time to get to know somebody. It's like when you get a job, you're not gonna make your first millions unless you're working like that type of job. But on average, you're not gonna make your first millions like the first month you work at that job. You're gonna make like a cool $100 or however much you get paid. But over that span of year, if you save your money right, now you got some money on you after that year. Now you can actually go get the things you need. You know what I mean? So the point I'm making is that the analogy is if you get to know a woman, you can know what you need in a wife. Because over time, you see what she's about. You see how she moves. You can find out if she has a good relationship with her parents, with her friends, how she acts around strangers, all of that stuff. I think a solid year is not that bad to get to know someone. Some people, it might happen in 3 months, 6 months. Those are the exceptions, I guess. But in my opinion, I think a solid year, because you want to just see how people move. You know what I mean? It's not gonna. You can't just. Sometimes people get this like you have people that have just someone's trauma and these backgrounds that they'll meet somebody and be like, God, I feel like I've just known you my whole entire life, and then you kind of rush into it, and when you rush it, you crush it. You know what I mean? So I think a solid year is better to get to know somebody. That way, is this person right for me?
Check out what Grace had to say. I love this channel. Even though it's the age of men, you always take women's views in the chat into account, and I learn a lot about men and how to understand men better. It helps me teach my sons better.
We appreciate that. We actually appreciate. Thank you, Grace. We appreciate that. Listen, we don't simp over here. We really don't. But we try to look at both sides and then give you the truth. Because there's always two sides to the story, three when the truth gets told. So we try to be as honest as possible and kind of, be fair and balanced to the point we can give you guys the perspective that we can give you. This is why I really like what Andrew Wilson does. When I watch him debate with these women, he'll listen to their actual debates, because I know sometimes it can just be like, shut the hell up to these girls, whatever the case may be. But she act crazy, I get that. But for the most part, Andrew will listen to their worldview so he can kind of push back on it if need be. And so we take you guys' perspective into the account so we can break it down. Like, we're breaking down what you guys are saying. So if you have a certain worldview, we take that and go, okay, I see what you're saying, but have you seen it from this angle over here? To kind of give you that perspective. Maybe like to give you something that you haven't thought about before. So we appreciate that.
Love women. We love women, believe it or not.
Yeah, we hope that this is what helps you guys in the long run. We hope that more people will come to our channel to get that nuance. You know what I mean? To see that we can we see both sides, but we're going to tell you the honest truth. And listen, for me, and I can't speak for Nick, but I think Nick, you would agree. I base things off of experience, things I research, conversations I have. And I was talking to somebody in Discord about this. Things I know about women are things I've seen when I was younger, and it hasn't changed. The stuff I've seen since junior high school until now, it hasn't changed. Women still look for the same things in men: provision, protection, and loyalty. It hasn't changed. That has not changed. Women still want men to protect and provide. It's just how it is. They want paps. They want protection and provision. So
I think they desire that deep down inside, but they might not necessarily know that they want that, and are actually really conflicted at this point and confused and presented with so many seeming options, even though these dudes are just trying to fuck them. They're not really options to get married or have a family with. They're really, really misled right now. And I think it's nice to have a comment like that from you, Grace, because we're just trying to help them hopefully find themselves a little bit, and men find ourselves and become of age, so that everybody, gets along and we actually don't die off as a species, because that's the rate that the Western world's going right now.
Yeah. Kimmy says it's damaging to think that a woman is doing that without properly assessing her character. Same with women who say men aren't S words. It's damaging to think that women do that properly. What she
I'm
means?
not sure what you're referring to, Kimmy.
Yeah, I'm not sure what you're referring to, but I think I can kind of get where you're going. It just, I think if I'm understanding you correctly, you're talking about women who don't assess themselves properly, because if they're putting themselves out there in a way where, I'm easy, whatever the case may be, their character gets thrown out the window. It's no longer about the character. It's about what they can do for men, their service for men versus their character.
Without properly assessing the man's character. She's saying to let them have sex with him, without properly assessing his character first.
Yeah. Dang Bud said the way the courts treat men for divorce in custody is mental. I agree with you. That's still a problem today. Yeah, I'm not gonna dispute that at all. Even if the chick was perfect, I'd be super hesitant to get officially married. I mean, but see, that's the thing. So even if she was perfect, but what is perfect though? Like, what is perfect?
Well, what he's saying is like the marriage is too risky officially to do it.
I mean, it's only risky if you do it through like the government. If you go to the church, you gotta go to the church. This is why I say you gotta get right with God. Go to the church and get married. That way, if you do have problems, you can go to the church and work it out rather than going to the government. And then
I think that's what
the government
is saying. He's saying he's super hesitant to get officially married, meaning like he wouldn't sign the paper with the state, right? Buds?
Yeah. Just don't get married through the government. Just do it through the church. Grace says, I don't have a so-called worldly view, and I do have a successful marriage, great values and morals in the home, but doing things have changed so much these days when it comes to the status quo.
But
okay,
so she said, "Dang, things have changed." Yeah.
But things that yeah. Okay, gotcha. No, they have changed. It's just only changed because it's like social media has kind of inflated women's minds to where they're using filters, they're Instagram models. It's almost like nowadays it's a rarity to see a chick who is of God, knows her role. You got a lot of chicks who are very liberal and want to be liberated through the sexuality. I should be able to sleep with a man and do what I want, things like that. Well, then how can you say the patriarchy is oppressing you, but you love to have sex with the oppressor? It doesn't make any sense. I'm trying to like that. That doesn't. I don't know why, but that makes it baffles me. I was like, men are oppressing us. I don't get paid as much, but you'll sleep with them.
And then in the bedroom, she's like, "Oppress me, daddy."
Yeah, it's like I don't care how much I'm getting paid now. It's like gender pay gap goes right out the window when you're having sex with the guy that's supposedly not paying you enough. It's
tie me up and spank me, daddy. 50 Shades of Grey shit.
I don't know all that, but I mean, if it goes that way, that's pretty crazy.
50 Shades of Grey, man, that's the most popular selling book of all time for women. And I would never read it, but like I've seen passages from it and stuff, and it's just it's a what's it called? Like a dominance sex kink. That's like what the whole book's about. BDSM or whatever they call it. So like,
yeah,
more women in the world bought that than any other book ever. Weirdos.
Yeah. Well, last two comments. We're gonna finish up this video and then kind of move on real quick. We gotta wrap it up pretty soon. She said when you said women always have multiple men. Oh yeah. She's saying when women always have multiple men, it's damaging to think that women is doing that properly, doing that without properly assessing her character. Yeah. I mean, I think just women who date multiple men and men who date multiple women, as far as like engaging in intercourse with them, it's not good for either side because again, you end up like fresh. So, or you could just be a 304. Grace says our oldest son did that with his wife, got married and had a blessed no marriage certificate. Yeah, there you go. That's a great thing.
Amazing. First grandchild coming in a month. Congratulations early. I just had my nephew a week ago, so baby's being born.
Yeah.
It's springtime.
Yeah, congrats on that too. All right, let's wrap this up real quick, and then we'll move on just real quick, and then we'll end it from there. Okay, so here's more of that.
Having kids with somebody you met a week ago. Maybe. What if he claimed he never wanted a baby? Would that be true?
He didn't want. Okay, if he says so. If he really didn't want a baby, after so many times I asked him in person, do not come in me. He does that every fucking day. Like,
wow.
He can just pull out.
Amazing.
Easy as that. Because he was always like, oh, I'm doing this with my girlfriend. So really serious conversation.
Wow.
Like planning a future and ask me what I want to do. Oh, I want to plan a future with you. Why don't we get a house instead of renting another apartment? That doesn't make sense, wasting money, blah, blah, blah. And he said, what if you get pregnant? Isn't that better for a bigger house?
No way.
Wow.
Is that baby trapping?
That's it right there, man.
Is that baby?
Yeah.
Any of that's true, and it rings like it could be very well true. He's fucked up, dude.
That's So I mean, like I said, he was telling her a dream. He was telling her
that's fucked up to do though. That's fucked up to do. Because not to her, because it is fucked up to do to her, but whatever. She should have been more with it as an adult woman. I don't have much sympathy, if any, for her. What I do have sympathy for is this poor, hopefully, child that's going to come from this. Hopefully, it doesn't get destroyed before it's even born, which is what he's trying to talk her into doing. But even if it is born, to come from this is so sad. And then, dude, in the age of the internet, all of this is documented online forever. That kid is someday going to hear all this shit being around its conception and everything. That's horrible for the child.
Yeah,
it's wrong.
So real quick, Nick, do you kind of get the gist of what's going on with her? Because I'm going to move on to the clip with Myron, Fresh and Myron reacting to it, like a smaller clip.
Yes,
so you kind of get the whole gist, right? You kind of get the gist. She liked him, fell in love, got pregnant, and now dealing with all that. That's all it is.
Yes, sir.
They had a conversation back and forth. We kind of get the gist of that.
Get your popcorn for this part because I saw Myron spazzing out. If that's this clip,
I know people were making fun of him because they mentioned it. They actually mentioned it in the video, but I wanted to kind of go to it, the actual video that we can see ourselves. But yeah, it was
Let's watch
crazy.
It. Let's watch it.
They definitely did go off on this. Let me find the clip real quick. Let me see. Hold up.
So, folks in the audience, just to keep you up, Fresh, the man of the hour that got this woman pregnant and was trying to tell her to get an abortion and doesn't want to be a dad and all that and whatnot. He is the co-host of a very, very successful, very popular, very influential podcast called Fresh and Fit, where they very, very, very sternly advise men on the do's and don'ts of dating women. And they're very, very critical of the women that come on sometimes. And that's all well and good if you're actually legit. But if you're a hypocritical piece of shit that does the exact opposite off the scenes or off the camera, that's what we're walking into here. So the allegations have been out and the back and forth has been going on and whatnot. The phone call was released. And now this is Fresh and Fit's first show since the allegations came out, since it all came to light. And they're going to be reacting and responding to it.
Yeah. So I'm going to play this video first of Myron saying that he held Fresh accountable. We're going to react to that one.
I smacked his ass up a couple of times. I beat his ass.
Yeah, so here's that video here.
No, guys, like real talk, man. I had a conversation with Fresh about this shit off air.
Hold on, this is buffering.
Get your popcorn, folks. It's about to get good.
I'm not gonna fucking sit here.
He chewed me out. Trust me.
Like,
come on.
Shut up, Fresh. Let him talk.
We already.
You don't want to be saying anything right now, Fresh. Nobody likes you right now.
Had this conversation, man, and I know y'all like, yo, go Fresh accountable. Trust me, man. Behind the scenes, like, yo, man, it's.
I would love to hear Myron
not
actually
do some
shit,
dumb shit like this.
chew his ass out.
You know what I mean? It is what it is. Like we talked about it off air.
He looks pissed off at
you know, and I've made mistakes too, of course. And he's talked to me on the side as well, right? And like, but I don't think I genuinely don't believe that those conversations are to be had on the internet. I think that should be done behind closed doors.
Yeah.
And that's it. Like, you don't need to make it a fucking spectacle. Like, if I really care about you and I'm gonna have a conversation with you where I care about your self-interest, why am I gonna do it in front of a camera? Like,
that's a big red flag.
Like, yo, that's a big red flag. If someone's trying to hold you accountable in front of a camera, that's weird, bro. That's weird. Because how can you actually have a genuine, fruitful conversation in front of a camera? Because we're all men here. We all don't want to back down or look crazy or get emasculated on camera. Like, listen to yourselves when you say this stupid shit. Hold them accountable on camera. That tells me you haven't lived life for real. That tells me you haven't lived life for real. For real. I'll give you guys a fucking example. I remember one time I was a team leader on a takedown, right? On a fucking house. And one of the agents fucked up. They didn't do something properly, right? Instead of shitting on him in front of everybody, right, and making him look crazy, I said, hey, can I talk to you for a second? I pulled him to the side and I told him, hey, man, don't do that. Do X, Y, Z instead. He's a new agent. Why am I going to fucking chew him out in front of everybody? But see, that's just a life skill that you learn from being a real individual and like working a real job and dealing with people normally. You don't ever shit on people publicly. It doesn't work. It doesn't work like that, right? Obviously, when we're on the internet here and you guys call in and ask your questions, cool. That's different, right? You guys are calling in and you know that you're going to get roasted sometimes publicly, but here's the beauty. It's anonymous. Nobody knows who you are. You're calling in.
Yeah.
It's fine, right? But when you're shitting on someone publicly, right, it just doesn't work most of the time, guys. So for you guys that sit there, hold Fresh accountable. Bro, we have our conversations behind the scenes. Trust me. There's a big, why do you think he's going to the gym and he's been doing speech therapy? We talked about this shit. All right? So, you know, and people can say whatever they want.
That's fucking hilarious, by the way.
Bro, watch a podcast from 4 years ago and you won't understand nothing this nigga's saying.
That's a fact. That was terrible.
You know?
But hey, man, we live and we learn, you know?
Yeah,
it's
so it is what it is, man. I've always thought that was very weird and goofy that some of y'all be in the chat saying, hold them accountable, Myron. Yeah, I already did. We already had a very long conversation about this shit earlier today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with what he's saying to hold people accountable. Oh, Nick, you there? Uh-oh. Hold on.
Yeah, bro, I'm taking a leak. My bad. Go on.
Okay. Oh, sorry, dude. I probably didn't catch that. Sorry, but I don't disagree with Myron about him talking to Fresh behind closed doors. That's totally fine. I got no problem with that. But I mean, I get it because I was saying in the whole Fresh accountable. I said that online because I saw the men on Twitter acting like Fresh wasn't in the wrong. And my whole thing was Fresh telling a woman to abort her baby. That's the problem I had. I was condemning Fresh, quite frankly, both of them for premarital sex, and then condemning Fresh for telling her to go get a pill to get an abortion, essentially. So that's where I said that's demonic for a man to tell a woman to go get an abortion. I think that's demonic, biblically speaking. So
yeah, that's the fucked up part, if you ask me. I mean, hey, they're having sex or whatever. Who am I to say? But if you end up conceiving an innocent life throughout that process, you guys better do the right fucking thing by that life.
Yeah. Grace said, I'm taking the lead. Y'all gross, bro.
Listen, I didn't want to have to tell you, bro.
All right. Well, if you can still hear me, Nick, I'm going to be playing the video.
I'm here. I'm washing my hands, partner. I'll be right back.
Never forget to wash your hands.
I'm really not. I'm just saying that because I'm on the internet.
Yeah. So well, when you're ready, I'll hit play. But let me just say this real quick: is that I agree with Myron. Him talking to Fresh behind closed doors to say, "Hey, that was stupid what you did. You shouldn't have done that. What the heck is wrong with you?" I agree with that. I do want to say though, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I do want to say that it's interesting how he says, "I'm not going to hold Fresh accountable on the camera, but they'll hold females accountable on the camera." They'll do it to the females.
Wow.
But not the man.
So you know what else I thought was interesting? I do hold him accountable. Why do you think he's going to speech therapy and stuff like that? He sounds like his freaking husband, bro.
I mean, yeah. I mean, to that, because people were making fun of. Listen, I don't have the best.
No, I know he has a speech
voice. Like, listen,
dude, like that just sounds very weird to say. Like,
yeah, so the context that because for the longest time, people were. I saw this a lot in 2022.
No, I know, and I don't really care about the back. You know, like I know he has a speech problem and whatnot, and Myron's his friend, but it was just a weird thing. It's all
to kind of add that in there, huh? Like,
it just felt weird at that moment.
Yeah, I kind of add that in there. You know, like he's going to speech therapy, guys.
Yeah,
it's like okay. I'm like, okay.
Are you driving them and picking them up every time?
Yeah, like all right. Listen,
but your relationship's just looking weirder and weirder with comments like that.
Yeah, but hey, listen. I have speech problems too. You know, I gotta get my speech game up. So I'm lacking right now. It's all good.
I've never noticed you have a speech problem until you told me that, and I still don't notice. But second of all, like, yeah, you can get help on. That's not the issue here. Let's stick to it. Let's keep it going.
That's the issue for me, man. All right, I got problems. All right,
like,
so
here's easy to say when you don't have a speech impediment.
Here's the epic rant that Myron goes on, which is pretty crazy, man. Because I'm not gonna lie, I've seen him go on rants before, and I've actually appreciated some of his rants. I do, but man, he went full like
he's about to melt down
on this. Yeah, check this out here.
Oh, Destiny posted the live stream. They talked to her on. If you want more context, go watch that.
Yeah, he roasted her.
Stupid. Yo, that nigga went in. But granted, he answered real questions.
Yeah.
Why this? Why that? Why you doing this? And it's apparent what the real motive is, but that's all I'll say.
Yeah, shout out to Destiny, man.
Shout out to Destiny, man. You know what's funny?
Yeah.
He's not even my friend. Imagine that.
Well, we had his back, and he got ours, man. I mean, integrity speaks volumes, guys. And here's the thing, too. Ask a lot of these YouTubers that have worked with us in the past. What do they always fucking say? Yo, Fresh Fit are cool guys. They ain't gonna backstab you. They're loyal. Like that's just how we move. Like
that's true.
And it's crazy to me how I get criticized. We get criticized for well, you guys are loyal to people, your friends, etc. Look at it paying it back in dividends.
Hold on, let me just say real quick. He's not wrong about that. He's not wrong. I'm not gonna knock that because Andrew has said that they were great people. Nick Fuentes said they were great people. Especially a guy like Andrew who pushed back against their worldview. He said that they're great people. They treated him well, things like that. So I'm not disputing that these guys are, respectable to other people. I'm not disputing that. The only thing I'm disputing is that everything Fresh is saying after his encounter with the woman, regardless if she's the most crappiest person, regardless if she has an agenda or not,
then you shouldn't have fucked her.
Yeah, and the thing is that you say that, she has an agenda, but so did you. You had an agenda. You were selling her a dream.
Exactly. Like whatever he says, dude, it doesn't matter. You fucked a girl that you're now ragging on. It's just like when women say, my baby daddy ain't shit. It's like, well, you chose to fuck him.
Yeah, and what he pretty much saying is equivalent to, again, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but he's saying that my baby mama ain't
exactly. That's what I'm saying. Well, you chose to make her your baby mama by fucking her.
Exactly. So it's
what's that say about you?
Yeah, that's why I was saying that he can sit here and say, well, she all this for an agenda, but you were selling her a dream. You literally said on camera that when you have girls on camera, they're not your girlfriend. But then in the text message, you say she's your girlfriend.
Dude,
on the video, yeah, exactly. And then on the video, you said you call her your babe. So my point is that you're selling her a dream. Like you have an agenda. You had an agenda to sleep with her. And you say that that's what I'm saying. Like this victimhood from both sides. Y'all both had sex before marriage, and she let him come in her, and he chose to come in her. And yet now you're acting like both of you guys are the victim. That's the idiotic part I find with all this. Both of you guys, I feel sorry for me. Y'all both made a choice. No one put a gun to your head and said, let him come in you. No one put a gun to his head and said, let him you should come in her. Like that never happened.
It's crazy, bro. The fact they're both playing victim here is an outrage. And let me tell you what, when if and when the child ever finds that out, which I'm sure they're going to be outraged, and they're going to be rightfully so. Because that is neither of you guys are the victim, the baby is.
Yeah, it's bizarre. Real quick,
right, Myron's about to melt down. I got my popcorn ready.
Rural says it's different that he holds the women accountable. They come on the show for that. Now can Fresh hold people accountable after what he has done? That is another question.
That's what we're saying. Well, he's so hypocritical at this point. How's he even going to go on to be, shaming these people, holding them accountable?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's bizarre, dude. But yeah, here we go.
Right? Yeah. Like Destiny don't agree with us. He didn't have to do that, but he fucking shit on her anyway. It was fucking fantastic.
He said Destiny's not my friend anymore.
It was fantastic.
Go to his channel, man.
But yeah, go check it out, man. But like the point I'm trying to make is that people respect that trait. For all you idiots out there that sit there and say, "Man, you're loyal to a fault," bro. It always comes back around positively when you do good to people, man.
Yeah.
When you do good to people, then you're not a piece of shit. Right. And you don't sit there and you backbite them and attack them when they're down and everything else like that, or trying to get a gotcha moment or any of this other crap. They fucking respect you for that shit, especially in this realm in YouTube where everyone's a fucking snake, bro. People are real snakes out here.
Yeah.
Like preying on your fucking downfall. Every day there's people preying on us, like going down. People laugh when we got demonetized. People laugh when we get when anything bad happens to us, etc. But we're still fucking here.
And isn't it funny? People are like, oh, we call Fresh for comment. You didn't call us. You just made a video.
Who said that?
I'm not gonna say who, but they made a video and it's like, all right, cool. I see you, bro. I see how it is. I'm gonna stay quiet, but I won't forget. Actually, hashtag's still over there.
Okay,
there you go.
Damn, bro.
That's crazy.
It's crazy, man. People come out the woodwork, man, and it's wild because it's funny. It's like if you make a hit piece on Fresh and Fit, you're gonna get like a bunch of views because these people can't garner views without it, bro. They really can't garner views without it. It's crazy. WRDDA goes, Fresh, did you see Bernard Riley? Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. Walter, that man in front of you is a true friend. The man is defending you left and right after tonight's shows. I want to take the man and go buy him an ice cream and get him a nice balloon. That's from Punisher.
Walter.
I appreciate that, bro. I mean, it really bothers me when people talk shit about my friends, bro. Like, y'all don't get it. Like, it really does fucking piss me off. When the Andrew Tate allegations came out, fucking pissed me off. When people talk shit about Fresh, gets me fucking mad. When people talk shit about Sneeko, etc. If you're my friend, you're my friend. I'm with you, regardless of whether it's convenient or not. You fucking pussies in the chat that say you're Myron, you're loyal to a fault. Shut the fuck up. That does not exist in my fucking vocabulary. Loyal to a fault, because you're loyal regardless. The whole definition of loyal is being loyal and sticking by somebody, whether it's convenient or not, to fucking be there. I don't believe in this term loyal to a fault. Okay? And if the fault is death, guess what? I die with a fucking spine. A lot of you motherfuckers are jellyfish. No fucking spine. And that's the reason why a lot of you motherfuckers are fat, triple chin, neck bearded, pieces of shit, fucking dorks with no money, and no one fucking respects you, because you motherfuckers don't stand for nothing. If I stand with Fresh, I die with Fresh. It is what it is. Okay? It is what it is, you motherfuckers. Oh shit, it's getting shaky. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna leave. I got 20 fucking real estate properties, so I can tell motherfuckers, fuck you. My net worth is over $6 fucking million. I get money residually. I don't fucking need to do this shit, and I don't need to fucking sell my soul. I stand with my fucking friends. Period. All right? Some of you motherfuckers need to get a fucking spine, you jellyfish SpongeBob in a fucking pineapple house. Pieces of shit. It pisses me off how soft all you motherfuckers are, bro. It's ridiculous. You motherfuckers haven't stepped in the gym in 3 weeks trying to tell me how to fucking be loyal to my fucking friends. I'm not going anywhere. All right? I'm tired of you motherfuckers. Leave Fresh. Leave Fresh. He's already done. He's already done. Well, fuck you. All right? I don't need to make a fucking cent off this fucking podcast. I'm fine. My real estate will take care of me, because I knew that if I want to say what the fuck I want to say and not sell my soul, I need to go ahead and build residual income coming in every fucking month, so I can sit here and tell you fucking haters, fuck you. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to say what the fuck I want to say, and I don't give a fuck what anybody got to say. I cannot be bought. I have my soul. I have my spine. I have my integrity. I got my 10 toes and my 2 feet, and I fucking stand where the fuck I'm going to stand. And if I die there, I'll die there with a smile on my face, because I can look in the fucking mirror and be happy with the man that I see. You pussy motherfuckers. You fucking losers that sit there and say, oh, it's getting rocky, Myron. You should leave. Why do you stay by Sneeko? Do you stay by the Tate? Do you still think they're going to trap Chris? Chris is an idiot. Why are you still there? Chris drinks too much. Hey, shut the fuck up. That's why no one respects you, motherfuckers, because you don't stand for anything. If there's anything you guys can learn from this fucking podcast, learn this. We've been through hell together. We had people come at us. We've had death threats at us. People fucking laugh at every time we fucking go through some bullshit. People make allegations on us. People have tried to absolutely fucking destroy us. And you know who was around me the whole fucking time? These fucking guys. So you motherfuckers can say whatever the fuck you want to say. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to stand by the guys that stand by me, because you fucking pieces of shit aren't fucking there when I'm going through it. You pieces of shit aren't fucking there when I'm fucking figuring out what the fuck I'm going to do because we got demonetized. You motherfuckers weren't there when everyone and their fucking mom came at us. You motherfuckers weren't there when I got the false accusation against me. You motherfuckers weren't there when this bitch lied and said that I got her pregnant when I fucking did it. And then you dumbasses 3 years later believe some bitch that makes the same fucking allegations again.
Oh, shit.
You're fucking idiots. I'm not going anywhere. I'm standing right fucking here. All right? These guys were with me in my darkest times. I'm not going to fucking leave them in their darkest times. Fuck you, motherfuckers. I got my real estate, I got my money. I'm fine. I'm not going anywhere. I can't be bought.
That was real.
He's about to cry.
That was real talk. From the heart. W. Myron. You broke the glass. And maybe the TV. Okay. That was from the heart. Any more questions here before we close out?
He broke the glass. That's crazy.
I mean, that's real talk, man. That's a real friend, man. Because
yeah, he broke some glass.
When I go through his hair too, so it's like,
you know what? He might have,
as Myron just walked off.
he might have broken Frank Castle cup.
Oh,
he might have broke that.
Being Frank Castle, he broke the Frank Castle cup.
Frank Castle is Frank Castle.
I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving.
I mean, listen. This is what I have to say, right? I'm not gonna rag on Myron in his rant, because I get it. He could stand by those who stand by him. I'm not gonna argue that.
No, I love that. I'm with that 100%. I like that part.
What I will push back on is when he said that, you weren't there when I got allegations made. Sorry, something's in my eye. He said, you weren't there when I got allegations made towards me. And now 3 years later on, the same chick is making allegations. Fresh already admitted at the beginning of that stream, he said, you know what? I did come in her. So he admitted that he came in her. So it's not an allegation. It's what he admitted. There's no allegation.
They wish it was an allegation. They're trying to stay out of it by calling her out for that. But dude, I get the feeling that she's actually legit and probably hasn't been having sex with anybody else because she fell in love with him. And he got her pregnant for sure. There's no getting out of that. Hey, Emil made a hilarious comment, and he left right after that speech.
Yeah. Midtown Game says Myron was justified in that rant. Like I said, I'm not going to disagree with the Myron's rant. Like I said, his rant is pretty much he stands by those who stands by him. I'm not going to argue that. What I am arguing against is when he said that it's the allegation. Now, one can argue the allegation is that she says she's pregnant with Fresh's baby. That could be the allegation, which is fine. But when Fresh admitted on that stream, that same stream, and I have the clip, he admitted that he came inside of her. Therefore, she can be possibly pregnant with his child. Even if it wasn't his child, the fact, excuse me, the fact that he's telling her to abort the baby, it's demonic. Biblically, from my Christian worldview, it's demonic. Whether you agree with me or not, the truth is it's demonic. You tell a woman to kill her child, that's no different than a Democrat saying abortion is healthcare. You're pretty much telling women they can kill their child. It's demonic. So there's no allegation when Fresh admitted that. The only allegation you can argue is that the baby is his. That's the allegation. But he admitted on camera that he did come inside of her. Sorry to use that word. It's a disgusting word, but it's true. He admitted on camera. I have the clip. Just go watch that stream. In the beginning, he mentions that, but his lawyer tells him after that, say no more. Just in case, say no more. Now is not the time to say anything. So
well, that's a mic drop to end it on. Myron did a mic drop. Let's do our own because that's a hell of round two. I'm sure this is not going to be the end that you'll hear of this covering this kind of saga.
Oh yeah. There's going to be more for sure. Here's my closing statement on this situation. Fresh was wrong. Fresh and Daisy was wrong for having premarital sex, and now they're both in a situation that they're getting what they deserve. This is why I try to tell you, men, if you've been watching our podcast, we joke around, we do this and that, but at the end of the day, I tell you, men, you don't have to have sex to get to know a woman. You really don't. You can just get to know women just by how you interact with them. Watch what they do, not what they say, right? Just by interacting with them.
Hey, did Fresh know women when you got this girl pregnant and now he finds himself in this mess?
Yeah, I mean, listen, after someone who interviews 3,000 girls and yet still makes a mistake with one woman, you would think he would have learned through all those conversations that he's had with these women. But it sounds like
know women by now after 50 women or whatever.
Right, and it's I know after 50 women, that's funny. Interview more than 50 women, and yet you still don't even
know. More than 50 women, like they promote to do. You should know women's nature enough to not accidentally get one pregnant that you don't plan on being with forever.
Yeah. Burrell said that lawyer looked like an actor. That's my conspiracy. No, he is a legit lawyer. His name is James Sexton. That's his name.
Sounds like a conspiracy name.
Hold on. Yeah, let me make sure. James. I think that's his name. I just want to be sure. I know because like Scott Wiener, all that kind of stuff. I get that. Yeah,
I'm just throwing a wrench in it. I don't give a fuck about the lawyer.
Yeah, James Sexton is his name. He is an actual official lawyer and all that stuff. Like he's been on the block for a long time. I get where you're going though, because the name sex, like Scott Wiener. I get that. I get it.
He's
Yeah,
probably
sex.
legit, but either way, the whole thing's just ridiculous.
Yeah. So nonetheless, again, I think Fresh is wrong. I think Fresh and Daisy are wrong. Trying to play victim after this by saying like, oh, she's really trying to do this for this. It doesn't matter, bro. It doesn't matter what her agenda is. It doesn't matter what your agenda is. You both decided to have sex before marriage, and now you're reaping what you sow. This is what happens when you have premarital sex. Is it every time? Maybe not. But I still think there's always consequences every single time you have sex before marriage. Even if you have a condom and you have sex before marriage, it's like at some point it's going to register to you, because if men don't get other women, like to be all promiscuous, and they don't get other women and they rely on the chick they had sex with, and then she's like not answering your calls, not answering your texts, and you start to become a little desperate, you start to do things to get yourself off. That's what I'm talking about. That's what premarital sex does. It screws with you mentally. So leave all that junk out. Get right. This is my worldview. Get right with God, and He will guide you. So get your money up, get in shape. That's what I'm doing. I gotta get in shape. I'm hitting my push-ups for sure. So,
well, I agree with everything you said. And in closing, no matter what criticism he or however he wants to defame this woman moving forward, in response to that, I would always say, well, then you shouldn't have put your dick in her, bro.
Yep. I agree.
None of
this would never happen had they not had sex.
Doesn't matter what you can say about her, what type of person she was, whatever. Then you shouldn't have put your dick in her.
Yeah. Real quick, Real said I'm trying to get in shape too. Listen, this is. I'm not gonna give no health advice. I'm not like a fitness person. I would say if I had to throw something out there, go for a walk. Start with a walk for an hour. Just go for a walk for an hour.
I do that every day. By the way, and I feel shitty when I don't. Like I can notice, like I'm kind of in a lame mood. It's definitely I recommend it.
It's clear, especially when you're outside. Even if you got like a treadmill at your house, or you just go outside.
Go outside, the fresh air.
Yeah. Well, both can work. It depends. Like like for me, like I got a treadmill. So what I do is I'll go on the treadmill, like I'll watch on TV, like I'll listen to sounds and things like that, or I'll watch something funny. Like kind of like exercise.
No, yeah, that's definitely a good way to work out for sure if you need to or if you want to. But like getting out in the fresh air, there's something to that in the sun and everything. You know what I mean?
No, facts. I agree. That's why I like going to downtown and do my street interviews. When I'm done, I just be walking around, bro. Like I just be walking around just to walk around, because sometimes being outside just helps, man. Just that fresh air, the clarity, it helps. So walk
that
for an hour.
And fit air.
Yeah. Yeah. Fresh and fit air. Exactly. Get that fresh and fit air. Yeah, just walk around for like an hour, once in the day, once in the evening, if you can. Basically, just walk for an hour twice a day, if you can. And yeah, do that for like a good solid week. And then if you can start running. If you got the ability to do it, start running, and then you'll be all right. And then like what Emil was saying, sort your diet too. Like cut back on something. If you drink if you drink sugary drinks, cut back on that. Drink water.
Whatever you do, don't stick your dick in some Asian woman and then tell her to abort the kid.
Yeah. Yeah. Watch out for Asian chicks. No, I'm just kidding. Stop Asian hate. All right. Stop Asian hate.
My experience, they're some of the best women, but that's for another podcast.
Not in my experience. But anyways, I had a whole
they're great ladies.
I had a whole different experience. I wasn't good, so led me to where I am now. So
hey guys in the chat, remind us next episode, Julius and Nick, you need to get into your experience with Asians, because that will be some funny content.
All right, we'll talk about that.
Remind us out there, folks, because we'll probably forget.
We can talk about our experiences. Yeah, we'll talk about that. That'd be good. I don't want to get too personal, but I'll give you guys enough juice for you to drink. How about that?
Perfect.
No. No. Exactly. All right. So thank you guys for watching, man. Listen, we apologize for being gone for so long, but I think we came back with a banger. Great episode. I enjoyed it. I feel good about this episode. Appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe if you're not subscribed already. If you guys want to support the channel, We can give you guys better quality content. The links are down below. The cash apps are there. Any questions you guys have, you can always email us or you can DM us on Instagram.com/Age of Men podcast. Or if we don't catch your messages on there, you can DM us on our Instagrams down below. C3 Nick and Today with Julius. Any questions you guys have. If you want to be a guest on the show, we can have some conversations. Any conversations you want to have with us, email us. The links are down below.
Appreciate you. Just no dick pics. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No. Yeah. No. I don't want to say, but
we don't want to see any.
We don't want those. Yeah. We don't want those nasty pictures.
Stop
questions
it.
only.
Stop it.
Yeah. Yeah. Questions only. But we appreciate that. We appreciate you guys. God bless. Take care. Have a good one. We will be back next week. I will be gone though by the end of this month. So we may miss out on that show because I will be gone. So we'll be back for the next 3 weeks and then I'll be gone for the week. So appreciate you. God bless. And see you guys next week. Have a good one, guys. Take care.
Peace.